action or limit the operation. It comes after last week's shooting death of a Minneapolis woman by an ICE agent. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey.
We are not asking ICE not to do ICE things. We are asking this federal government to stop the unconstitutional conduct that is invading our streets each and every day.
Illinois is also suing the Trump administration. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
The federal lawsuit accuses the Department of Homeland Security and Trump administration officials of unleashing unlawful militarized immigration enforcement in Illinois that violated constitutional rights and state sovereignty.
Some former Fed chairs, Treasury secretaries, and economists have condemned the criminal investigation into Jerome Powell. CBS's Cammie McCormick reports.
They write in a letter that the inquiry is an attempt to undermine the independence of the Fed. Jared Bernstein served as chair of the Economic Council under President Biden.
Throughout all of this harassment from President Trump, Powell has kept his head down and just calmly and quietly gone about practicing monetary policy. But this time they pushed him too far.
Powell said this is not about the renovation of the Federal Reserve buildings, but a consequence of the Fed setting interest rates based on their best assessment, rather than following the preferences of the president.
Days of nationwide protests in Iran have led to a violent crackdown, and reports of act by activists of close to 600 people dead. Erica Brown at the White House.
President Trump has threatened military action if Iran continues to kill protesters. And a U.S. official tells CBS News the president has been briefed on options for military strikes inside the country.
We're looking at some very strong options.
President Trump has announced that countries doing business with Iran will face 25% tariffs from the U.S. Chicago resident Michael McKee is charged in the shooting deaths of his ex-wife and her husband in their Columbus, Ohio home. He has appeared in court in Illinois, his public defender telling the judge,
Mr. McKee believes that the most expeditious manner in which he may defend himself against the charges pending in Ohio and to plead not guilty would be to waive his right to an extradition hearing.
Which he has done. McKee is accused of killing his ex-wife, Monique Tepe, and her husband, Spencer. Australia's Prime Minister says a day of mourning will be held for Bondi shooting victims on January 22nd. 15 people were killed and dozens of others injured during a Jewish Hanukkah celebration. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
I'm Major Garrett. Follow and listen to The Takeout on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up, a new legislative session begins in Olympia. But first, Nate Connors is at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Let's start you here in Seattle with our Revive I-5 project. North 5 is packed from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge. After the Ship Canal Bridge, though, you're going to clear out right away. But 2 left lanes are closed across the bridge. This has westbound 520 packed at Montlake Boulevard for drivers lining up to get on the northbound I-5. Right now, Seattle to Linwood has about a 10-minute delay. Now, South 5 looking good. We do have a thick backup approaching Mercer in the downtown. Southbound 405, you're thick through Factoria as our afternoon backups start to build. Bellevue to Renton, 20 minutes. Eastbound 518 in Tukwila, still slow from the airport over to I-5, where we've got a couple vehicles on your right shoulder. Drivers are slowing at the scene. We've got a tow on scene, so this will be cleared shortly. Southbound 167 filling in south of Highway 18 into Sumner. Renton to Puyallup, you're at 40 minutes. And in Spanaway, we've still got a full closure northbound 7 at 168th. All northbound lanes are blocked from this collision. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Washington lawmakers back at work in Olympia. House Speaker and Democrat Lori Jenkins there gaveling in the new legislative session.
Our job this session is to spend every drop of energy we have, plus some, stopping the bad and building the good.
Part of their job is closing a budget deficit. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports Democrats and Republicans, however, disagree on how to calculate the governor's spending plan.
In an early legislative session committee meeting, neither political side could agree on how much leftover budget money the governor can put toward his own proposed budget. Democrats favored a 1% reversion assumption. Republicans like Travis Couture said it should be 25% less than that, the same amount they assumed in their own budget forecasts.
There shouldn't be 2 sets of rules between what the legislature has to do and what the governor must do.
In the end, the sides compromised at a 0.9% reversion, a difference that equals close to $100 million in the state's biennial budget. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Governor needs to close a $2.3 billion budget gap. There has been another shooting near a hookah lounge in Seattle. This happened early Saturday morning at the Culture Hookah Lounge in the Chinatown International District. Nobody injured, but a short time later, police detective Brian Pritchard says a man walked into the ER with what appeared to be a gunshot wound.
An unidentified suspect armed with a shotgun shot the victim in the parking lot across the street from the hookah lounge.
That victim is expected to survive. Well, Seahawks fans, Washington's lottery is giving you a shot at playoff tickets. 9 pairs for Saturday's game against the 49ers will be up for grabs during a special event tomorrow at the Tacoma Mall. Lottery director Brian Bennett says you need to first buy a $10 triple jackpot scratch tickets.
Tickets can only be purchased with cash. So 4 to 6:30 with cash at the Tacoma Mall.
Live drawing happens at 6:45 tomorrow night. Winners also get free parking for the game. Your weather update now, looking at overcast skies tonight, staying dry around the Puget Sound region, so some showers around the coast and the mountains as well. Mainly dry for the rest of this week. Right now, 55 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Look at my face! It's your fault I'm a monster! It's your fault I'll never be on the cover of TV Guide! It's your fault my future is in radio!
Wow, there it is. Good to be back, everybody. All right, here we go. You ready? What's wrong, Joe? You're looking at me weird.
Nothing. You look great.
Aaron?
Yeah, never looked better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rub it in the door! Here we go. Let's get started. Hey, YouTubers out there. All right, let's see. Show's getting what I believe is the news. This is all the news. I've been gone for a while, and I thought there'd be more of it. Apparently, there was a show while I wasn't here. I want to thank, who was in there? Mike
Lewis, Greg Tomlin, Mandy Bossard.
The whole gang. They all came early. Here we go. Read through one eye. What's it look when you spend 5 hours under the knife? Regrets? Permanent damage? We'll find out. The Day in History, my favorite show. In fact, my brother and I used to imitate the 2 characters from this particular show that launched on this particular day back in 1966. And my brother had to go to the hospital because the safety pin that connected the bath towel around his neck while running around with one of the capes on went into his throat. It's a little, it's a Day in History plus My Brother to the Emergency. Aha! You know what show that was? Anybody? They aired it 2 times in a row, a Wednesday night and a Thursday night, because it was so unbelievably popular, and then it got canceled after the 3rd year. People know what that one is. 1-888-973-5476, I ask you. Well, I'm struggling to find clean air right now. It's would not be easy to be a Cleveland Browns fan. Plus, also, next time you're on a plane and the flight attendant says, "Would you care for coffee?" You're supposed to say, "Would I care for E. coli?" How dangerous is it to drink the coffee that is on the plane? Apparently, flight attendants will tell you, stay away from the coffee if you can. And the tea, I imagine the tea would be even worse. I don't know why. I haven't got a chance to talk about this, but what's happening in Minneapolis and the ICE agents, and then in Portland as well, and the comparisons between the left and the right. And then also, we know that Donald Trump has come up with a bunch of things because he wants to try to make life more affordable. Like, for instance, let's make sure that credit cards can only charge 10% credit. Bad idea. Let's make sure that commercialized corporations buying houses can't do that. Bad idea. What's this other one he came up with? $200 billion, right, goes into Fannie and Freddie to be able to allow people to be able to buy homes. Bad idea. 3 really bad ideas coming from whoever is in charge there at the White House telling Trump what to do to save the economy. Man, it is hard to do a radio show with a bag on your head. It is very hard.
Never tried this before?
Never. I'm trying to read out of one eye. Bob Ferguson wanting to regulate AI chatbot companions. I didn't know that. Is that real?
Yes.
Let's see that one. I have to read about that one during the commercial break. A big prediction for the Shaman for 2026 comes true already. And then I guess Nate's going to talk to us about the I-5 ship canal. And there's a professor. Is this a full-blown, tenured professor there at the UW that is wishing that Brandy Cruz gets assassinated?
I do not know the status of their
That's
tenure.
interesting. So this is versus an employee of the state of Washington, because University of Washington, right, state. You're an employee, and you put up on your Instagram or Tinder, whatever it is, that you hope that Tinder. Sorry, it's lack of oxygen. You put up on your, I guess, TikTok or whatever. So again, you're an employee of the state of Washington. You're a professor at University of Washington, and then you hope that Brandy Cruz gets assassinated. Brandy Cruz from Undivided. And where's the University of Washington on this? Have they responded?
They have.
Oh, what did they say? Oh, well, wait. We'll find out. All right, well, that's it for all of that. I was thinking. No? Okay. You want me to tell you what I was doing, or you want to take over?
I do want to run a couple of videos just right out of your your post-operation video.
All
but
right,
Andrew,
sure.
are we?
Sure.
It chose the worst possible time to throw everything at me.
Okay, can you play it off the deck?
No, that doesn't work either.
I'm glad to see nothing's changed since I've been gone.
Okay.
Still technically a mess.
Okay, so we can't play these videos.
That's better. Okay, what are you doing?
Hang on.
Good Lord.
Trying to make sure.
What a mess. Here's my mouth. All right. Man,
I'm going to take that as a no. Okay, no. So.
All right, I was thinking again, Andrew. All right. Here's the thing. When I decided I was going to get a lower facelift, it's called a lower facelift. I thought, should I say this on radio? And I thought, you know what the hell? At this point in my career, my life, I don't care if you guys know this sort of stuff, because it'd be worse than if you denied it. Like, oh, no, what are you talking about? I just changed my hairstyle. I'm on stage like 50 times a year doing auctions. And I'm standing on the stage, 1,000 people or 500 people, and I kind of catch a glance of myself on the big screen every once in a while. I'm like, man, I look like the oldest guy in the room. There's people are in the 30s and 40s. I got more energy than my face. And what happened was, I don't know what year it was. I really screwed up my life. I made a really bad decision, and then it caused my entire life to fall apart. I lost about maybe 25 pounds in 2 months or less, even more weight. And then it never came back on my face, and my face got like really angular and looked like an old man face. And I kept thinking, it's not that bad. And then I kept noticing every once in a while, I would see a picture. I'm like, wow, I got the weird neck thing going. I got the cheekbones are all sunk in. And then Nick's like, yeah, you're getting peanut head. That's where like your head gets like really narrow on the side. So I thought at that point, you know what? I'm going to go there. I meet Dr. Stern, and he explains to me it's a lower facelift. I wanted to get rid of that weird chicken neck thing, that turkey neck, because I was sitting there reading one morning. I was pulling on it, and Nick says, what are you doing? I go, well, I don't know. She goes, stop pulling on your neck. It's going to stay like that. And then I let go of it, and it didn't snap back. She goes, oh, my God, it stayed. Get all the extra skin. And I thought, what can I do? She said, you can do a lower facelift. That's where they just basically cut the skin behind the ears, and then they pull it all back, and then just sew it back and staple it back up there behind your ears.
Yes. You downplayed this quite a bit. By
I did. Let me tell you what happened. Interesting quick story here. I didn't really pay much attention to the pre-op thing when you go in for the meeting. And Dr. Stern was great. He explained the whole thing to me. But when I walked into the OR, I was like, whoa, I'm walking into an OR? Like, whoa, hang on there. Hang on. This is crazy. Man, where's my face going this way? This is crazy.
You thought it'd be like a clinic.
I thought like 50 minutes.
Okay.
I said, how long am I under for? 4 to 5 hours. Whoa! Wait a minute. And then, they got to intubate you. You're down. You're out. They have to take fat from your lower part of your belly, under your belly button there, and then just do a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so I was almost like, whoa, I don't think I want to do it. I almost chickened out right there. But I thought, what the hell? So here's everything got done. So I got the lower facelift. So the chicken neck thing is gone. Jaw tightened up. Then they took fat out of my below my belly button. Inject that a little bit in your face. The swelling's going to go down that. And then Dr. Stern lasered under my eyes to get rid of the bags, and then lasered on top to get rid of extra skin. And that's it.
Okay, so we do have
I'm about to pass out from having no good air.
We're going to play these videos first because it just to soften the blow when you take the bag off.
It was bad. I mean, when did I get this done? Tuesday last week?
Tuesday, yes.
Whoa.
Okay, so these are videos from Tuesday and Wednesday.
Please show the before and after because it was rough, really rough. Okay, here we go. All right. And for some reason, my phone, I can't get into it. It wasn't recognizing.
Why? Really? I wonder why.
What's wrong with it? Here, take a look at this. See why you think why is it not recognizing me?
Your tuft of hair.
So I said I could come back in and do the show the next day. I said people
this is right after.
My face is a little banged up. So I'll be on the air today if Joe gives me the go-ahead.
Nope.
Just adjust the lighting. Maybe they shoot from up here.
I was so hot.
Here we go. Diving into the news. No.
And your dog.
My dog did not recognize me. Look at Lily. Trying not to throw up.
She looks terrified.
I'm not gonna look at you. I have to look. I have to look. I gotta look.
Okay.
Oh yeah. All right. Okay.
Okay. So it's an improvement from that.
Oh yeah. I mean, what, you get it worse than that?
It was so much worse than I thought it was going to be.
Oh yeah. It got worse this like the second and third day.
All right.
So it's not going to look like a totally different person.
You're not healed yet.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, Dr. Stern was like, "You sure you want to go on give it another 2 weeks?"
Yeah.
I don't have time to wait. Too much good news to talk about. All right. Ready? And by the way, I brought glasses to try to cover the eyes are a little red.
Okay.
They're not even real glasses.
Let them see.
All right, fine. All right, here we go. Make it very dramatic. It's not that bad now.
No, it's certainly better than it was.
Okay, who wants to see the staples? Hang on.
Yes,
hang on.
please. Okay, John is approaching the camera for a close-up view of the staples in his head. Which, kind of. The lighting's not great. It's a little dark. But you got staples in front of the ears. Right. And those are getting out tomorrow? Okay. See, I
can't hear you, John.
I thought it was all below the neck. But you got... So they cut around your ears. Okay. You're going to have to say that all again when you get back to your seat. You're still
Oh, my God, I was banging my head on that camera.
I did that while you were gone, by the way.
It have messed up all the work of Dr. Stern. Yeah, what a nice guy. I was like, you know what you're in for? If this messes up, then it's going to be the end of you. It turned out okay.
Okay, so
I cover the. See this? I put these fake glasses on, then you can't see the.
Yeah,
rest.
you had a hat too, which kind of helped too. I don't think you need the hat for.
I don't know who I am now. I don't know what you want. Who's the guy doing the show?
So you got a little swelling, you're bruised, you got some staples.
Other than that, fine.
When do you get your money's worth? Next week?
Yeah. Oh, I got my money's worth the minute I got out of there. Here, see this thing? Look at that. Yeah, see that?
The gobbler's gone.
No more.
Don't touch it. Create yourself a new one.
Don't pull on it. Yeah, it was great. It was really amazing. And Nick's like, "Ooh, you got a little six-packy kind of thing," because he sucked some of the fat out of it. I did remember a joke. I said, He goes, so we got some of your fat. You don't have a lot. We got it from just below your belly button. I was like, am I going to have pubic hairs growing out of my face?
That happens, though, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I got to ask for that. All right, there you go. Is everybody okay with all that? Questions, comments, concerns? Any listeners? Anybody want to know anything?
I mean, we had 500 people watching on YouTube alone.
Any questions from anybody?
People care, apparently.
Yeah.
Whoa, Mickey, hello.
Okay. Oh, she's mad.
No, Mickey Rourke references.
Oh, yeah, I know it's bad.
But you're still swollen. It's going to come down.
Yeah. So it's probably about 30% of this will just sort of, I won't look so pumpkinish. Okay. Keep trying to move it around a little bit. But look, here's the thing. I mean, once the eyes red goes away, that's pretty damn good for 63. And people are like, you're not 63 anymore. You spent like tens of thousands of dollars to look younger. So it's like you're cheating. My kids hate this. Oh, you're zooming in?
Well, here's
See, so remember the cheekbones and stuff?
Rye begged me to talk you out of it. He said, do whatever you have to do. Talk my dad out of it.
You hear the staples.
And he hasn't seen any of it. So he's coming on at 5:30.
Yeah, he's really mad about it. See that? And, it goes inside the ear.
Ay.
Yay.
I mean, it is impossible to tell whether they did a good job yet. Sorry.
You just look a little swollen, that's all.
You're still healing.
There you go, that's all. Yeah, Rye hates it. Rye is so.
But he has not seen it.
No, he won't even ask about it. Charlie doesn't want to ask about it.
But Rye is coming on today at 5:30. He will be on camera.
He's going to be so mad.
We'll get a live reaction from your son.
Yeah. Anyway, there you go. So that's it, everybody. And is it for those of you that like guys so vain? Yeah, you're right. I am.
Yep.
I don't listen. If I didn't, the other part of it was. When Carver started putting stuff on TV or on camera, like if it was just radio, I wouldn't give a crap. I mean, come in here, my hair all crazy, big beard or whatever, crappy clothes. I look like Spike, right?
I don't believe you.
Right? No, honestly, because if there's no camera, but then I was thinking, you have a camera, and then the only thing is I remember you on EV Magazine, and then they look at you like, what happened to you? And you go, that was like 200009. It was a couple of years have gone by. Cut me a break. Anyway, there we go. So whatever. And I'm not here to please the people, depending on what I look like. They're doing it for my own thing.
Do it for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Do it for you.
And now you know.
I just lost a tooth.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm only kidding.
What is that?
All right, done?
Yeah, I guess.
Man, we got a lot of news to get to.
Oh, good.
I can't wait to talk about what happened in Minneapolis and then the reactions to all of that. And then seeing what our mayor, Katie Wilson, said. Yes. And then Trump with a bunch of bad ideas. All right, there we go. Take care of all that. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, should I wear my glasses? It's too upsetting for people.
You look marvelous, John.
I know. You look fabulous too, man. You really do all this great work done. All right, Nathan, check your traffic, Nathan.
Okay, let's start you with Revive I-5 through Seattle. North 5, you're packed between the West Seattle Bridge and Ship Canal Bridge, where 2 left lanes are closed across the bridge. This has westbound 520 packed at Montlake over to I-5. Seattle to Linwood taking about 35 minutes right now. South 5 is amazingly looking great right now. The only brief backup is from Mercer through downtown. Other than westbound 520 jammed up at Montlake, both of our lake bridges are wide open. South 405 heavy from Southeast 8th past Coal Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton is up to 25 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way, plan on a half hour. You've got your normal backup starting at Interurban Avenue. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is a 40-minute drive. And we still have a closure in Spanaway, northbound 7 and 168th Street. This collision continues to block your northbound lanes. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right. You want a simple New Year's resolution that is guaranteed to succeed? I'm talking about reversing hair loss. This is a quick, easy, one-day hair loss solution from Advanced Hair, and it begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and it's even guaranteed to grow. You've got world-class Dr. Alan Perungo there and the top-rated team at Advanced Hair. They've recently been crowned for the second year in a row 425 Business of the Year. They know exactly what they're doing. 13 years ago, when I noticed that my hair kept going away and not coming back, and finally I noticed that I got to get this fixed. So I set up an appointment, went to Advanced Hair, got my hair back. A full head of hair is a resolution that is guaranteed to achieve. You can celebrate the New Year's with a full head of hair, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts just waiting for you. Schedule a free consultation at 425-449-8185 or visit them online at advancedhair.com and check out the before and after pictures right there at advancedhair.com. 425-449-8185.
He's the new face of Seattle radio. Wait, it's the same dude? Only the face is new? Huh. Okay, got it.
Isn't John supposed to be back today?
Ursula, that is John.
Find out where they're filling that face from. Where on his body they're filling that face from.
Looking good, John. Remember, ice packs are your best friend. The same John Curley you know and love with a brand new face. Literally. See for yourself on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube page.
Meet Lee Platts, a renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CODE to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Paid political announcement.
More than half of short-term rentals across Washington are booked by Washingtonians. Families traveling for their children's tournaments and games. Firefighters fighting wildfires. Traveling nurses providing critical care. Every day, short-term rentals are helping make travel more affordable. Legislators in Olympia are considering increasing taxes on short-term rentals. But with the cost of everything going up, we can't take another price increase. Keep travel affordable for us. Paid for by Airbnb helps our State Thrive host pack.
At Skyline Seattle, senior living never sounded so good. We celebrate the arts and are building enviable cultural partnerships like the Ballardet Quartet from the Seattle Chamber Music Society and the Seattle Art Museum. We provide our residents all the energy Seattle offers. Make your home at Seattle's only true life care community. Culture has an address, Skyline. Discover it all at SkylineSeattle.org.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. Not a fun drive into Seattle this morning from the north end. There were hour-long delays as the express lanes are cut off on southbound I-5. More from KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan.
Tens of thousands of people use those express lanes in the morning. And with them gone, we had an hour delay coming down out of the north end because those express lanes weren't switched like they normally are.
Express lanes are now going northbound 24/7. WashDOT crews are repairing the Ship Canal Bridge. It'll be like this all year with a brief break this summer for the World Cup. Minnesota and the Twin Cities have now filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration to block the surge of ICE officers in that state. CBS's Nicole Skanga is in Minneapolis with the latest.
Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison announced this federal lawsuit. He called what is happening here on the ground in Minneapolis what DHS has dubbed Operation Metro Surge, a federal investigation accusing the Department of Homeland Security of launching an unlawful, unprecedented surge of federal law enforcement into Minnesota.
This lawsuit follows last week's shooting death of a Minneapolis woman by an ICE agent. Governor Bob Ferguson says he is optimistic lawmakers will pass a millionaire's tax this legislative session. His plan calls for a 10% tax on income over $1 million. Governor telling TVW where he wants the revenue to go.
Tax break for small business owners. They're the backbone of our economy. I propose that, and frankly, we'll be insisting on that. Also, a rebate back to thousands of Washingtonians in the form of a check they receive to help them out during a challenging time.
Critics say the millionaire's tax is unconstitutional in Washington state. Governor says he would support a constitutional amendment to lock in the tax. 6 puppies are recovering after suspected fentanyl exposure in Snohomish County. Firefighters in Gold Bar treated 3 of those dogs with oxygen and Narcan. Sky Valley Fire Chief Brandon Vargas on the Jake and Spike Show.
They took about 3 rounds of Narcan through their nasal passages. A couple of them got an injection of Narcan to keep them awake and moving around and alive.
Deputies later discovered 3 more from the same home. All the puppies have since recovered. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 3:32 with Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, North 5 through Seattle is packed from the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge due to Revive I-5 at the Ship Canal Bridge. And this has our westbound drivers packed at Montlake Boulevard over to I-5. So Seattle to Linwood right now has gone up to 40 minutes. It's only another 10 minutes into Everett. South 5 is all clear until you reach Mercer. Bellevue to Everett, 40 minutes. We've got building volumes between Kirkland and Canyon Park, but nothing heavy at this point. Southbound 405 is heavy in Bellevue at Southeast 8th to Cold Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton plan on 25 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is a half hour. You've got your typical backup starting near Interurban Avenue. Still got a closure in Spanaway, northbound 7 at 168th. This collision continues to block those northbound lanes. Tacoma to Olympia, looking great. 35-minute drive, little crowded through South Tacoma. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Now to your forecast, we are seeing some showers over the Olympic Peninsula and also from about Skagit County north. Around the Puget Sound region, though, mostly cloudy skies and dry. Right now, 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back, Home Comfort Alliance. When it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical needs, it's HomeComfortAlliance.com. I said their words. What's wrong?
Nothing.
By the way,
I do not get it.
Dr. Kopstein at K2 Vision, these aren't real glasses.
Oh, right.
No, my eyes are fine. Just they're covering up the weird swollen redness and pus that comes.
I kind of like them.
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of like, well, let me tell you something, boy.
That's right.
Okay, Home Comfort Alliance. I thought of them last night because we lost power in Cleellum. I don't know why. We pay the power bill. We got to get a generator there. So Home Comfort, we'll be calling you to get a generator because we can't have weddings show up and then lose the power.
Oh.
That would be bad. All right. At this day in history, Joe. Here they are. It was Henry Ford set the speed record in 1904. 1926, Amos and Andy debuted on a radio show. We'd play some of that, but people are like, that's racist. So we're not playing any of that. 1932. Haiti Wyatt Caraway becomes the first woman elected to the U.S. Senate. 1932. 1966, Batman, the TV show, debuts. In 69, epic Super Bowl upset the Jets, made good on Namath's guarantee. Remember that? You ever heard that one?
I have, yeah. I promised.
I watched that at Michael Martin's house. And while I was riding my bike over to Michael Martin's house, I got hit by a car.
Before the game, right?
Yeah, before the game.
Wow.
And I was so I was more embarrassed than hurt. I was probably more hurt than embarrassed. But I was just embarrassed when laying on the side of the road. My bike got all bent and stuff. And then the guy's like, "You okay? You okay?" I'm like, I got to get to Michael Martin's house. And the wheels like, I remember sitting on the floor of his dad's bed, mom and dad's bedroom. They had a TV in there. And I think we might have a color TV. We're just sitting there on the hard floor just watching the game.
Namath would wear like fur coats.
Big fur coats.
Yeah.
He was, Hollywood Joe Namath.
That's right.
1995. I didn't know this, but Malcolm X's daughter is arrested for attempted murder of Louis Farrakhan. Come on, you can't kill Louis Farrakhan. That guy is what a great human being he is.
She was convinced he was directly responsible for her father's assassination.
Still don't. Do you know who killed Malcolm X?
The consensus it was the Nation of Islam, who Farrakhan was aligned with.
Right.
But
Didn't like what they were doing to the Black Panthers and stuff.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. It was Malcolm X was like, look, let's all go back to Africa. Then they kind of dropped that for a little while. But Louis Farrakhan said, we just need to kill as many Jews as we can and things will be better.
Hey. Still
Still doing that sort of talk. The brother is. Let's do this. Batman. We had the 45. We used to put on towels. My mom would put big towels on us. We'd run around.
Oh, as capes.
Batman, yeah.
Okay.
And she took big diaper needles. They were big needles, big safety pins.
Oh, safety pins, yeah.
They weren't so safe. When you grab the cape off my brother, the safety pin unhooked and went into his throat.
Oh.
Pow! Oh, yes. What they wanted to do is they wanted to have Superman, but they couldn't get the rights to Superman. Then they said, well, let's get the rights to Dick Tracy. They couldn't get those rights either. So they said, okay, how about Batman? So they settled on the idea of having Batman. And when they piloted the show, when they showed it to a bunch of people, there was stunned silence for about 10 to 15 seconds. People were like, what was that? They were confused later on as the audience was asked, what did you think? Was it supposed to be funny? Was it supposed to be serious? And they were divided almost in half, 50-50. And people, and the producers like, that's perfect. That's what we want. We want people to watch this. We think it'll become a kind of cult classic in a way because people, is it campy? Is it real? Is it serious? Is it dark? They didn't know what was going on. It came out in 1966, remember? So we already had the assassination, right, of JFK, 1967. Then I think it was 1967, Martin Luther King and Kennedy. And it was during the time when the United States was really in great peril. Vietnam War was going on, so people needed this sort of campy relief. They aired the show on Wednesday and Thursday night, which was amazing. It became appointment TV for the first time ever, the term appointment television. They set it up so people would eat dinner, then hurry up and then watch the show on Wednesday, and then watch it again on Thursday. And the show became an instant success.
Did they air different episodes on Wednesday?
Yeah, different episodes. Okay. They shot 120 different episodes. Wow. They canceled it after 3 years. And the reason Adam West, who was born in Walla Walla, I think he went to Whitman College, spent time in Seattle as well. And Adam West became Batman. And the reason he got the job as Batman is because he auditioned and was cast in a chocolate milk commercial where he had sort of played James Bond. But this was such a stupid commercial that they thought, if he can pull off this ridiculous sort of thing in such a way, this guy's going to be perfect. So that's how Adam West got it. When it came to Batman Robin, Burt Ward, he was 19 years old when he got cast. He'd never been in a movie before, never been done anything before. He walks onto the set. They have him go in to get costumed. He gets the costume on and then does a bunch of like back rolls and things like that. He was serious into martial arts. And I like this fact that Burt Ward, as Robin, used to do like a whole bunch of, holy whatever. Yeah. He made up 650 ad libs and they left him all in because he would just come up with them.
Holy, here we go again, Batman. Holy whiskers. Holy birthday cake. Holy headache. Holy ball and chain. Holy triple feature. Holy slip disc.
Holy facelift.
Holy known, unknown flying objects. Holy bouncing boilerplate. Holy reincarnation. Holy Las Vegas. Holy mechanical armies. Holy understatements, Batman. Holy taxidermy. Holy eggshell. Holy Fourth Amendment. Holy one-track bat computer mind. Holy Long John Silver. Holy homework. Holy Romeo and Juliet. Holy conflagration. Holy schizophrenia. Holy impregnability. Holy heart failure. Holy murder. Holy ravioli. Holy hole in a donut.
You know where the ad-libs are? Adam West and Burt Ward, when they read for the parts, they hadn't known each other for any more than 10 minutes. They sat down and became instant friends, and they just loved working with each other. The costumes were incredibly hot all the time, and they just... Burt Ward had a chance in his autobiography to talk about how Adam West, it was just women just throwing themselves at Batman. Luckily, he had the utility belt on.
Why did they cancel it after 3 years?
That's what I don't understand. I don't know why.
Was that a long run at that time?
120 episodes? It was so popular. I don't know what happened, but I guess maybe people just sort of tired of it. Different folks that got the roles that Cesar Romero refused to shave his mustache. So they used to put white paint over the top of it. It was like, is that his mustache? But he didn't want to shave it off. He said, no way. Frank Sinatra actually wanted the role of the Joker. Huh. And they thought, nah, we're going to give it to Cesar Romero. He ended up with it the whole time. Batman's famous dance scene. Did you remember this one?
No.
Did you ever watch Pulp Fiction?
Yes.
Same dance.
Oh, interesting.
But Batman, Adam West, invented it. The whole weird sort of dance.
A little... when they're in the competition in that old throwback kind of diner.
Yeah. That's where his dance was. So then that became like this weird dance that everybody ended up doing as well. There was a bunch of different stuff that they were shooting. One time they thought, we want something to explode. They used 2 half sticks of dynamite. It blew up and part of it hit Burt Ward in the face. He had been injured a number of times. Liberace was in the thing. He played twins. Let's see what else was in the part of the thing. There was Egghead. I wanted to find a bunch of cuts from Vincent Price playing Egghead, but I couldn't find anything in there. So, and then Batgirl was played by 3 different people, and it was Eartha Kitt. A lot of Southern TV stations didn't want Eartha Kitt because she's a black woman. Oh my God. But she was so great in the role, they just basically forgot all about it. But she was the first black woman to ever be cast in a reoccurring series. So good for her. And here's how much they got paid. Batman made $2,000 an episode. Burt Ward, guess how much? Anybody?
100.
Close. $350. Yep. Not bad. And
wasn't bad
one last thing, if you ever watch it, the mask that Robin had on was so tight and so close to his eyes, like my eyes, that every time he blinked, it would rub on the mask. On his mask that he had on, and can we fix this? Like, shut up! You're getting $350. Glad you got a job. And then they cancel. So It was on this day where it first. Batman, 1966. Pow, pow, kapang, wham, oof, oof, plaque, splat.
Trendsetter.
Yeah, it was right there. All right, here comes Nate. Checking traffic, Nathan.
Thank you, John. Home Comfort Alliance has our update. North 5 in Seattle is packed from the between the West Seattle Bridge and Ship Canal Bridge due to road work. Seattle to Linwood taking 40 minutes. It's only another 10 minutes into Everett. So once you get past the Ship Canal Bridge, really, it's looking good. South 5 is all clear until you reach Mercer, and then it's thick to I-90. Both of our lake bridges are clear. Westbound 520 eventually jams up in Montlake Boulevard. South 405 is slow from 520 down about 112th. It gets really heavy from Southeast 8th to Cold Creek. Bellevue to Renton pushing a half hour. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is a 40-minute commute. Heavy volumes between Algona and Sumner. Seattle to Fedway is going to take you 35 minutes. We've got a pretty hefty backup along South Center now past State Route 516, partly due to a stall near 260th that was just cleared moments ago. And Tacoma to Olympia, just a 40-minute drive. It's a little slow through South Tacoma, and we're starting to see a little backup now in JBLM. Power outages can happen without warning. Get a backup generator before the next storm and save $1,000 now at HomeComfortAlliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Dr. Mark Wagner. I'm supposed to be in there today, but I left a message for them saying I had a facelift and I can't come in. So I have to see him go in there the next day. I went in about 12 weeks ago, go to see Dr. Mark Wagner because I had a bad hip. She said, I felt like a guy's just falling apart on the hair, my eyes, my face, my hair. Here's the great thing is I had heard about stem cell procedures and I did a little bit of research on it. And everybody talked, that stuff is hocus pocus. It's not going to work. I know somebody who had it done. And I started reading more about it. And I saw that Dr. Mark Wagner there at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine had done 20,000 of these procedures. And I read the reviews, and when I went into the office to meet Dr. Mark Wagner, because I was told I had to get a whole new hip, I saw all of these signed jerseys of all of these athletes. I thought, if these guys are going to see Dr. Mark Wagner, this is the guy to see. So if you got a bad hip or a shoulder, an elbow, wrist or knee, whatever, you got bone on bone, as they say, rather than going under the knife, you owe it to yourself to go see Dr. Mark Wagner first. drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor. The DOJ versus the chair of the Federal Reserve.
New York Times investigative reporter David Farenthold breaks down where this fight is headed.
And President Trump may pull out his veto pen when it comes to extending federal health insurance subsidies.
Another round of Revive I-5, and it is a doozy. Sully will have traffic every 10 minutes.
Hope you can join us tomorrow, 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
On KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM and the KIRO Newsradio app.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26, new customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Cold is leaking and rocks are moving and mold is creeping and water's seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
See country star Aaron Lewis and the Stateliners.
Country boy.
At Muckleshoot Casino Resort, March 24th at 8 p.m. And now an added show on March 25th. He's a multi-platinum artist whose raw lyrics and powerhouse vocals have captivated fans for decades.
Willing to bleed, but take a bullet.
Now he and his band, the Stateliners, are coming to Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
American as it gets.
Get your tickets now to see Aaron Lewis at MuckleshootCasino.com.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
Worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
That's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member. You get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchy's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Guys, feeling low energy or low drive? It could be low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health, start with a free T-check and consultation. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off TRT. Book now at ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
Give your attic an overhaul with new insulation from Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation. Stay cool all summer, slash utility bills, and boost your home's air quality. Call now and get $300 off attic ceiling and ventilation, or visit us at GuardianRoofing.com.
1-888-973-5476. Thank you, everybody that was upset that I wasn't here, but I'm back, and I thank all the folks that filled in. I was sitting there reading all this news, and I was like, oh, my God, there's so much. I was sending Joe, like, oh, there's a story. Here's a story. And it's like, I'm not paying attention to you. You're high on drugs.
That's true. Also, your glasses are fogging up.
Got these for $7 on Amazon in less than 24 hours. Oh, Jeff Bezos, let's tax him. They're just fake plastic. Okay. 1-888-973-5476. They want to know how much it cost?
Yeah, several people did. Yeah.
$20,000.
There you go. That's about what I would have guessed.
Yeah. Seems like a lot of money, doesn't it? Yeah. Do I deserve the money I get? I should ask Katie Wilson.
A couple auctions, no big deal.
Just make that up pretty quickly. Do I deserve the money I make?
By the way, that went very viral while you were gone.
Oh, me, Katie's.
Yeah, that conversation.
Yeah, it's interesting because I thought, okay, I was thinking about this last night as I was fading off to sleep. So give the money to Stern. Stern takes his part of it. He's got 4 or 5 people that work in the office, so they get part of that money. Then the person who comes and cleans the office for Dr. Stern there, they get part of that money. The people that work for Stern take the money that they got, and then they buy stuff, right? So it's called trickle-down economics. It's how it works. So I earned it, honestly, and then I took it, and then I spent it. And then people benefit from the work that I do and then the choices that I make. Not that it is plundered or taken from me because I do deserve it or don't deserve it. There's not a third party determining a worth or value. That would be the free market. That's when Katie Wilson and I were talking. I mean, the look on my face, I watched the clip again that people have seen. I was just I was bowled over by her almost lighthearted disregard for the word deserve. And the reason I specifically asked, do I deserve that? I said, I might make $1 million this year if things work out. Do I deserve it? And she goes, well, I don't know. Do you? Right?
She said, do you think you deserve it,
Do you think
John?
you deserve it? Do you think you deserve it? Right? It's whenever a third party comes in to determine value and worth based upon their own prejudices. The marketplace is the greatest. You can have 2 people that absolutely detest one another, right? But if I want to buy a bag of oranges from somebody, and that guy wants to sell me a bag of oranges, how he feels about me and how I feel about him or politics is not at all what's happening in that transaction. It's just, I'll give you $3, you give me a bag of oranges. That's it. The free market is the greatest at being able to have people make transactions between the 2 of them without a third party determining whether or not there is true value being exchanged. You have no place within the agreement between the two individuals. There is no point for government. There's no need for laws. There's no justice or injustice. It's these two people that have determined, I have $1, I've got this, I'll give you $1 for that. The person says, that's fine, done. Both people are satisfied. And no one else needs to be involved. No one. It's amazing how it works when it's left alone. Oh, we never got to the coffee and the don't drink coffee on airplanes. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, then. North 5 is packed from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge due to Revive I-5 blocking 2 left lanes across the Ship Canal Bridge. This is through June. Seattle to Linwood taking 40 minutes. Again, it's just another 10 minutes into Everett. So once you clear the Ship Canal Bridge, just breaks free for you. South 5 is all clear until you reach 520. Then it thickens up down to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, though, is taking less than 20 minutes. South 405 is heavy from Southeast 8th to Coal Creek Parkway. You'll start to slow at 520, and this continues down to the VMAC, Bellevue to Renton, a 25-minute trip. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways at 40 minutes, Seattle to Federal Ways at 40 minutes, and Tacoma to Olympia, also a 40-minute commute. You're a little crowded through South Tacoma, got a brief backup there in JBLM to get through. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good out there. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Did you know 25% of your home's heat loss is through your attic? Jake Skorheim here. When hot air rises, if your attic isn't properly insulated, that hot air is going to go right through your ceiling and out your old roof. That sounds cold and expensive. So if your furnace is working overtime, it's time to call Valentine. And right now, Valentine has a great winter special. Bundle attic insulation with any new roof, and you'll save an additional 10% off your entire project. Just call 206 Roofing, and remember, when you see the red Valentine vans, you know your home is in good hands.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
She and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
If you've been putting off retirement conversations because you're worried it's going to turn into a sales pitch, you're not alone. Hi, Ursula Reutin here. At Trajan Wealth, the focus starts with listening. Their advisors are fiduciaries, which means they're bound to put your needs first, and that changes the tone right away. No pressure, no promises, they're not working off commissions, and they're not pushing any specific products. With Trajan Wealth, it's about understanding where you are and having a clearer sense of what your options look like. Trajan Wealth is veteran-owned and works with families who want thoughtful guidance that fits real life. Start the new year off right with a game-changing financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth today to figure out how to make your New Year's resolution stick. Trajan, spelled Trajan. Call 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. Now through February 1st, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Blocks from where Renee Good was shot to death by an ICE officer in Minneapolis last week.
Shame! Shame! Shame!
Local residents confronted immigration enforcement agents who deployed tear gas. The state of Minnesota, along with the cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul, are suing the federal government to stop the immigration enforcement surge. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry says his city will continue to push back with everything it has.
We aren't backing down.
The state and cities are requesting a temporary restraining order to halt the enforcement action or limit the operation.
What we are asking for is an intervention from the court to push back on this unconstitutional conduct, pure and simple.
Thousands of immigration officers have surged into Minnesota, making more than 2,000 arrests so far.
Illinois is also suing the Trump administration over use of federal officers in that state. The Trump administration's criminal investigation of Fed Chair Jerome Powell, which Powell says is an attempt to exert more control over the Fed, has sparked backlash. Several Republican senators have condemned the Justice Department subpoenas of the Fed, and CBS's Scott McFarland reports.
This is all kinds of upside down and inside out. It's like a page out of Wacky Wednesday, only it's Monday. First of all, that a criminal investigation is being acknowledged, if not announced, by Jerome Powell himself in a self-produced and self-released video is quite something.
Democratic Senator Mark Kelly, a former Navy pilot and astronaut, is suing the Pentagon over attempts to punish him for his warnings in a video calling on troops to resist unlawful orders. Kelly is seeking to block his censure from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth last week. The president's national security team will hold a meeting at the White House tomorrow to discuss updated Iran options, according to several other sources familiar with the matter. It is unclear whether the president himself will be there. This, as exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi tells CBS's Nora O'Donnell.
The people on the street in Iran today say we are past condemnations, we are past resolution, we are past the stage of offering sympathy. We need action to be taken.
Thousands of nurses at several major New York City hospitals are now on strike. New York Attorney General Letitia James says healthcare workers are stretched to their limit.
Nurses are asking simply for the basics. 1, to be respected. 2, that management not cut their benefits. 3, that they recognize the importance of safe staffing.
Hospitals say the union's demands are too costly. This is CBS News.
I'm Major Garrett. Follow and listen to The Takeout on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up, Democrats and Republicans dig in on day one of the new legislative session. But first, Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Closets by Designs has our update. I think our morning commute scared a lot of drivers. Right now, we're seeing relatively light volumes on most all of our major routes. The only area with real extra heavy volume right now is here in Seattle, North 5. It's packed between the West Seattle Bridge and the Ship Canal Bridge, where 2 left lanes are closed across the Ship Canal Bridge for Revive I-5. Seattle to Linwood will take you 40 minutes, and then from there, it's only another 10 minutes into Everett. South 5 is all clear until you reach 520. From there, it's packed through downtown. Linwood to Seattle, though, is less than a 20-minute drive. Bellevue to Linwood, in comparison, is a half hour. It's another 15 minutes into Everett. Bellevue to Renton on South 405 is at 25 minutes. Renton to Puyallup along the Valley Freeway plan on 45 minutes. The north end looks pretty good. The south end, south of Highway 18, is pretty thick into Sumner. Seattle to Federal Way, 35 minutes. And Tacoma to Olympia, still looking pretty good, just a 40-minute commute. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. On day one of the new legislative session, Representative Lori Jenkins takes aim at the Trump administration. The House Speaker citing budget cuts to numerous federal programs.
Federal funding is cut off for health care, for food, for clean energy credits.
House Minority Leader Drew Stokesbury, a Republican, says Washington's budget woes are not going to be fixed with more taxes.
Despite raising taxes by $10 billion last session, we're opening this session with another multi-billion-dollar budget deficit.
We get more now from KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Republicans like Representative Travis Couture blame Democrats for creating a multi-billion-dollar budget shortfall.
We don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. We have never had more revenue in the state of Washington than we do right at this very moment.
Governor Ferguson is proposing a supplemental budget that includes about $800 million in cuts and nearly $1 billion from the Rainy Day Fund. Ferguson also wants to create a tax on millionaires that will generate, he says, $3.5 billion a year. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Some small business owners are calling out Amazon over holiday mix-ups. KIRO News Radio's Amanda Factor explains.
Amazon used artificial intelligence to create listings for products from those small businesses, and then it bought items for customers without asking the sellers first. Some orders were wrong, and shop owners say they had to deal with angry customers and refunds. According to Bloomberg, Amazon says the program is optional and aims to boost sales, but critics say it raises big questions about consent and responsibility. Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
Bit of a strange weekend for Seahawks coach Mike McDonald. With the team on a bye, he found himself rooting for guys on other teams.
And you're like, why am I rooting for this team? Like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And then you're 5 seconds later rooting for the other team. It's like, so I'm glad it's over. It's just, I'm glad we're back to, regular scheduled programming here.
Team is set to host the San Francisco 49ers at Lumen Field on Saturday. We'll know what time kickoff is after the final wild card game wraps up tonight. Your forecast now, going to look at some patchy fog later on tonight for the Puget Sound region. We are seeing some rain, though, from about Mount Vernon north and also the Olympic Peninsula, getting some showers at the moment. Right now, 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granello, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Yeah, why?
Hey there, it's Sue Bell in Palm Beach. My goodness, but you are handsome. Look at those eyes. They're just wonderful. The hair is wonderful. I would maybe
How are my eyes?
let it grow a little bit and slick it back. I love that look. Sort of like a Rudolph Valentino.
Yeah.
Do you know how to say poodle in Italian? It's carne barbone.
Okay.
Means bearded dog.
Yeah, bearded dog. Thank you. Sue Bell needs to take some saltpeter or whatever you get to sort of bring down the libido on that old gal. Imagine her with a couple of Chardonnays in her coming at you. Yeah. Well, these folks that voted for Trump, turn the radio off.
Some say he's a savior, a beacon so bright. Others scream danger, they're ready to fight. Building up walls or tearing them down. A hero, a villain, a king or a clown. Love him or hate him, there's no in between. The loudest of dreams or the darkest of scenes. Making it great or breaking it all. The Trump administration's a wild free for all.
Whoa.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right. Understand that everybody that is in office wants to keep their job, right? Everybody acts in their own self-interest. Whether it's somebody, a baker, a candlestick maker, everybody's in their own self-interest. That's everybody is, and it's not greed, it's not anything else, it's just human nature. We are looking out for number one. That's all there is to it. So if you get an elected official, they're going to do whatever they can to keep their job. They love their job. So what can they do to keep their job? Well, they can take from one person, give to the other, because they always say rob Peter to pay Paul. You're never going to hear any complaints from Paul. Now, Peter, on the other hand, is like, what the hell? Right? So Trump wants to keep his job, and his advisors are coming to him and say, listen, people are upset. They said, affordability. You're going to do something about affordability. You got to bring down, the prices of stuff. So the last four, we'll take three of them. The last three or four ideas are terrible, terrible ideas. Awful ideas because it doesn't address the real problem. So let's take, for instance, housing, right? Do we have anything on what he talked about housing? I don't have any housing stuff in here. So what he wants to do now is he wants to take Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, who should have been out of the business more than 17 years ago, and they're going to take $200 billion, and they're going to help bring down the cost of buying a home. Now, what does that do? So we bring down the cost of buying the home, okay? That means we'll have more people going into the market to buy a house. Good, right? Bad, because that is going to just drive up the cost of houses. Because if you only have 100 houses, and now you bring down the cost of buying a house, which means you get more Americans that go into the market to buy houses. Now we've got 200 people that now get the $200 billion that's going to be part of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Now you have more buyers coming into the market. You still only have 100 houses, right? But you got 200 people. You've reduced the cost to buy the house. And now you have 200 looking at the $100 houses. What does that do to the cost of the homes? Anyone? It drives up the cost of the homes because you have now more buyers going in with limited supply. You haven't taken care of the supply side. You've only taken care of the demand side. So when the demand side goes up and the supply side stays the same, the prices go up. So this is not going to help anyone at all. In fact, it will drive up the cost of homes. To make simple economics, supply and demand. You haven't affected the supply curve. You've only affected the demand side. Bad idea, number one. Number two, let's do something about the cost of, do we have the sound in there where he's talking about the credit cards?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where's this credit card stuff in here?
Trump on CC interest.
Here we go. So he started this idea back in 2024 while he was running.
We're going to put a temporary cap on credit card interest rates. We're going to cap it at around 10%. We can't let them make 25 and 30%.
Right. So price controls. We're going to do price controls. Why is it why doesn't anybody have it at 10%? Because it doesn't work at 10%. If it did work at 10%, you get JP Morgan or one of these other big institutions to drop it down to 10%, and then other people would have to say, oh, we'll do 9.4%. The reason it is where it is because they factor in, if they give somebody a credit card and they have a 570 credit score, that means they didn't earn the credit, but we're going to extend the credit to them. If we extend the credit to them and they've got a bad credit score, there's a pretty good chance we're going to have to charge them more in interest because they're a risk. Right? Because you have to earn credit. You used to have to earn credit. Now we just give it to you and we prove to us that you deserve the credit. So we give them the credit card. They've got a 570 credit score, and then all of a sudden they just crap out and don't pay it. Well, JP Morgan last year wrote off $7 billion of asset because they extended the credit. The person didn't pay the credit card and walked away. It's not enforceable. You can't make them pay. You can go after them and you can have people tell you, oh, your credit score is going to go into the garbage. They just don't answer the phone. They throw out the paper and somebody has to write it off. So you have the rich, you've got the middle class. Now we have the most amount of people that have ever had credit cards and people are addicted to them. So the reason it's at 30% or 28% on some people that have bad credit is because they are a credit risk. Same thing if you were a 16-year-old driver wanting to get a driver's license, then you want to get car insurance. They go, let's see, you're 16. Chances of you being in an accident, pretty high. Chances of drinking, driving, pretty high. We're going to charge you more because you don't have a track record that has proven that you're a good driver. So the 16-year-old gets charged more than the 50-year-old, right? It's simply the same thing when it comes to credit cards. So you drop it down to 10%. What's the first thing that's going to happen? The people that don't make a lot of money, that have bad credit scores, will lose their credit score. They will lose their credit card. They'll be out of luck. There will be no bank that is going to lend them credit. at 10%, because the chances, again, they don't mean to. Maybe they fall behind, or maybe they do want to run up the bill and not pay it. Those guys are out of luck. So where will they go? Well, they're going to go to the pawn shop, or they're going to go to a payday loan, or they'll go to the mob, or go to their mother, or wherever else they're going to try to find credit somewhere. So if you put it at 10%, you're going to see a great swath of Americans will have no credit card. And this is price control. And then what happens? You take the price control off after 1 year? Forget about it. Plus, you're going to see banks go, forget it. We'll only give credit cards, and we'll only give credit to the people that already have good credit. And the people that this was intending to help, right? The same thing, the homeowners intending to help homeowners buy a home. No, you're driving more buyers into the market, limited supply. That's going to be a problem for the people that wanted to buy the house. So you didn't help those people, and you're not going to help the poor people by dropping credits down to credit 10% interest. They will simply not have a credit card. So all of this action will fail every single step along the way. What was the other one he came up with? What was the other one he had? Credit score. Then he wanted to do the housing thing. Oh, and then his other big move is he wants to stop the folks that make military products. We have the most advanced military products in the world, and the president wants to say, well, we don't want. Oh no, do this one. Institutional buying of homes. That institutions, big, are coming in and buying up all these homes, and the poor person or the poor middle class guy can't afford a home because he's competing against these institutions. Well, institutions only have a very small percentage of the homes. But what happens is, if you say that they can't buy, then who's going to build? There'll be no building or less building. There'll be less supply. You want to open the marketplace up. But if you take out institutional buyers because you feel it's unfair because somebody has come in and told you that with a pointy head that, they own 4% or 5%, they're buying up more and more of these homes. The home builders want to build and they want to sell the homes. And you want to be able to have people come in. It's a supply side. You want to open the market up. If the institutional guys come in and buy up a bunch of homes, that means people are going to they're going to build more homes. And they build more homes, and then people are going to be able to come in there, open the marketplace up. But this idea that they're owning 30 or 40%, which is total nonsense. The institutional buyers don't own that much of the stuff. And if they do buy it, they ended up renting it out. You want to create a marketplace where there increase supply. You don't do that by saying, well, institutions won't be able to buy. You're taking giant capital out of the market. That capital is needed by the home builders to build homes so that the supply goes up. This is so basic economics. But no, what you have is, when I start from the very beginning, you have people acting in their own self-interest to be able to keep the jobs that they love. Trump wants to be able to make life more affordable. He wants to keep his job, and all the people that were with him and along with him, the Republicans, were like, yes, what can we do about affordability? Every time the government gets involved, every time, you think of the three big things that we pay the most for that's completely out of a range for people. College. Why is college so high? Because the government got involved. Why is healthcare so high? Government's involved. Why are housing prices so high? Because the government's involved. Every time you have the government come in, you'll see them distort the marketplace. Why? Because the people that have the jobs that got elected want to keep those jobs because they like those jobs. Because they know if they're in the free market, nobody would pay them to do what they do. No one would give them the job that they want or the respect that they think that they deserve. So they'll sit in there and they'll rob Peter to pay Paul and screw Peter because he's not going to vote for me anyway. And there's more Pauls than there are Peters, so we'll just continue to ram it up Peter's rear end and hope he doesn't mind. And then eventually, he doesn't even feel it anymore.
You touched on it for a second. I did think of you when that story came out, the defense contractors.
Oh, my God.
He said he wants to cap their CEO salaries at $5 million or something like that.
The reason we have the most advanced military, the reason we were able to fly in there and get Maduro and his wife out of there is because of our military complex that produces the most advanced when it comes to drones and missiles and all this other stuff. And why? I can tell you from personal experience, I invested in a drone company a couple of years ago. Oh, my God. I bought it at $24. You know where it is now? It's $110. Why? Because capital races in to seek profit. If you all of a sudden say, well, we're not going to allow you to dividends buybacks. Well, then why would I don't know anything about drones, but why would I invest? If you're going to reduce the profit, then you're not going to have the capital. And you don't have the capital, we won't have the advancement. You'll have military capability designed and run by the government. You look and see what Europe does. Look where they are compared to where we are. Look at Russia. Russia went into Venezuela and said, don't worry, we'll give you the greatest. You'll have ground the air surface missiles. Everything's going to be fine. You'll be fine. It's all good, all good, all good. Don't worry. We blew right through all their crap. And the same thing with China. We went right around a lot of stuff they had in Venezuela that China paid or gave them. We went right around it. Why? Because, again, we have the most advanced because we have a capital-driven economy when it comes to everything. That's another horrible move by him. Terrible. And you see, if this thing goes through, I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, you'll see capital move away from them. Capital goes somewhere else. If I can't give you $1,000 on that stock and I can't see some return on it, I'll go somewhere else and put it somewhere else. That's another terrible idea. But again, you know, who's telling him these things? It is classic rob Peter to pay Paul. Why? Because the self-interest of the politician is to keep their job. And how do you keep their job? You get the majority of people that want the handouts taken from somebody else and given to somebody else. Exact same thing with Bob Ferguson and this $1 million tax. The $1 million tax, right? Oh, we're not going to go after anybody else. Nobody else is going to get taxed. We're not going to tax anybody else. We're just going to get the millionaires. How many times has that ever happened? 1861, 1872, the first federal income tax to pay off the war debt. Later, it was repealed. 1913, they come in with a 3% tax, but only 3% of Americans. Don't forget, 1913, only 3% are going to pay. Just don't worry about it. It's not going to affect the ordinary worker. And it was the beginning where it's going to be a class tax or a mass tax. Well, if you're poor, you look at the rich. Yeah, make them pay. Make them pay. They should all pay. 1945, what happened? What do you know? 60% of households are paying it. Wow, how did that happen? It was just back in 1913, it was just about 3%. How'd it go from 3% to 60% in just such a short amount of time? Because the people that were in office realized we can just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and take more and more and more money. And what can they do? How could they stop us? There's no way they can stop us. But I get a chance to keep my job. And we'll just take some money from some people and give it to some other people, but I'll keep my job and we're only going to tax this group. So if anybody believes for 1 minute that only the millionaires in the state of Washington will be paying that tax, in 4 years, you can expect more people to pay that tax because once that money starts coming in, they'll find a whole bunch of ways to spend it, and they'll keep spending it and spending it. But don't worry, it's only going to be on the millionaires, only on them, only on them. It's the same thing that FDR said, and then he sold everybody this bag of garbage. Oh, it's going to be Social Security insurance. It's going to be there for you when you need it. Now, they're going to run the government off of all of your income. It's always starts small, always gets bigger, collects more and more taxes from people. Why? Because the people that are elected are only in their own self-interest because they want to keep their job. And how do they do it? Well, bend over, Peter.
What's Trump?
No KY for you. Coming in.
What job is he worried about losing?
Who?
Trump.
Trump wants to keep his numbers high.
Okay.
He's got to listen. He's at 34%. And he also knows he's going to get impeached continuously because they're going to lose the House. But he wants to, you got to get your numbers up. These people go, pressure. You told us you're going to, make things more affordable. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? He's going to take the power of the federal government, legally or illegally, and he's going to get into the marketplace and start screwing around in order to bring down the price for one thing and not affect the supply.
He's just chasing that approval right
now.
Yeah,
exactly. Because what are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about that? How about do nothing? But each one of these ideas that I just mentioned, from the credit card to the military to the idea of institutional buying in houses, none of that really addresses the real problem, which is the supply side, which is also a capital problem. I mean, all worked up. And my glasses are all
Don't pull a staple, dude.
I know.
Seriously.
I know. Got to get this out. But again, whenever you hear anybody, one of these guys talking about this, we're going to do this for you and do that for you. If they're doing that for you, they're screwing somebody else. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of property. Those are your freedoms. And the government plunders each one of those when they, without your okay, They take it from you and give it to somebody else. That is plunder. There you go. And the sad thing is, nothing we can do about it. It's already baked in. We're all going to, well, where's mine? What about me? Go get the rich guy. Text the rich guy. So I have a new philosophy about all this sort of stuff now. Right, Joe? I told you about it.
You do? I like it.
Yeah. I'm going to share it with everybody. You're going to feel much better about all this. In the meantime, here's Nate, who needs a facelift. Nate?
Hey, thank you. North 5, you're jammed up from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge, where Revive I-5 has a couple lanes blocked. Once you get past the Ship Canal Bridge, though, you're going to clear out right away. And then from there, just minimal slowing, really, through Mountain Lake Terrace and Linwood. Looks great. Seattle to Everett is a 50-minute commute. 40 minutes to Linwood. Bellevue to Everett, 45 minutes, 35 to Linwood, and you're crowded between 520 and 527. South 5 heading into Seattle looks good. You're all clear until you hit about 520, and from there, it's slow to I-90, just a brief backup for this time of day especially. Our lake bridges look good. Westbound 520 does jam up as you approach Montlake. Most of this is due to drivers stacking up waiting to get onto northbound I-5, but this backup has southbound traffic on Montlake Boulevard, bumper to bumper from the U Village to 520. Seattle to Federal Way down to a half hour. It's slow from MLK Junior Way to 516. In Renton, we've got a new collision northbound 167 at northbound 405. This one blocks the right lane of the on-ramp. And Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway is a 45-minute commute. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I'll give you a sad story. My left hip was so bad. I was getting off an airplane a couple of months ago. I thought, oh my God, I might need a wheelchair. I mean, that's how bad this thing was. I knew because the doctor told me, well, you got to get a whole new hip. You can come in for operation. We can schedule that. How is February? I thought, wait, there's got to be a better way. And I had heard about stem cell procedures. And I knew that there's a guy that does them. And I looked him up online, Dr. Mark Wagner, and he's at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. And I went in there. First I sent my MRI over and my X-ray. So I walked in. And I saw all of these jerseys of all of these athletes. I thought, wow, these guys are going to see Dr. Mark Wagner. I'm in the right place. He's done more than 20,000 of these procedures, stem cell procedures. It was a 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure. Went in 90 minutes later, and then I started to notice improvements the very next day. And it gets better and better and better. So if you've got bone on bone, right? Bad knee, elbow, wrist, shoulder, whatever it is, before you go under the knife, you owe it to yourself to go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD.com. That's Dr. Mark Wagner, MD.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor. The DOJ versus the chair of the Federal Reserve.
New York Times investigative reporter David Fahrenthold breaks down where this fight is headed.
And President Trump may pull out his veto pen when it comes to extending federal health insurance subsidies.
Another round of Revive I-5, and it is a doozy. Sully will have traffic every 10 minutes.
Hope you can join us tomorrow, 5 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News.
On KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. How about a New Year's resolution where the commitment takes just one day and the results can last a lifetime? Address years of hair loss like I did with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment. Using your own natural hair, Advanced Hair can restore your bald spot, receding hairline, or thinning. All backed by Advanced Hair's guarantee. Celebrate the new year with a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
With Guardian Roofing Gutters and Insulation, maintenance is the key to a long-lasting roof. Need an inspection, repair, restoration, moss removal, or just a cleanup? Call us today. Our first-time customers can save $99. Visit us at guardianroofing.com.
If you're hurt in a car accident, call Harold Car Law Offices right away. They'll save you time and get you more money from insurance while you're able to focus on recovering. Visit carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call CAR.
Well, the wet, chilly weather has certainly arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and if your attic and crawl space are well insulated, your home should be fine. Should feel cozy and warm without your furnace having to work overtime. But you'd be surprised to learn how many homes in Western Washington lack insulation in these spaces. It's why you call Crawl Pros. If you're feeling cold drafts or seeing that heating bill spike, now's a great time to learn if you got anything going on behind that crawl space or attic by calling Crawl Pros. They'll come out to your house just like they did to mine, do the corner-to-corner inspection. In my case, they found the problem, showed me the pictures, and then they got it all fixed. Now, if they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates that are available to help you get the work done correctly. Like if you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could get a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost of the insulation job. If you're worried anything is going on in your crawl space or attic, including critters, water intrusion, mold, plumbing issues, anything, call Crawl Pros and schedule your free corner-to-corner inspection at crawlpros.com.
Hey homeowners, are you stuck on the credit card treadmill and stressed because your consumer debt and monthly payments are too high? Well, Brock Hewitt here with a smart solution. Your home's equity in the Seattle Metro is probably larger than ever. It's like you're sitting on a stack of cash. Consider a cash-out refinance with Tila Mortgage to consolidate your high-balance credit cards, second mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and student loans, or get cash for a remodel. With interest rates finally coming down, consolidating your debt now may be the best decision you ever make. With excellent client reviews and trusted in Washington for over 25 years, Tila has competitive rates on refinance, purchase, or reverse mortgages too. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call Tila Mortgage today, 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
TilaMortgage.com. Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The morning commute from the north end got a lot more painful with no express lanes going southbound. Drivers faced hour-long delays down I-5. WashDOT's Tom Pierce says this is due to lane closures on the Ship Canal Bridge.
So that we can tear up the pavement, fix the bridge deck.
More from KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin.
Traffic jammed in both directions this morning because of those lane reductions.
We're going to be taking basically 5 lanes of freeway down to 2 lanes. That's going to cause a lot of issues for traffic if people continue to do the same thing that they always do.
This will likely bring a lot of extra people to the side roads, like Highway 99 and 405.
Roadwork will continue all year, only a brief break for the World Cup this summer. A millionaire's tax is on the table this legislative session in Olympia. Governor Bob Ferguson is proposing one despite critics who point out an income tax is unconstitutional in Washington state. Governor tells TVW.
I'm open to a constitutional amendment to put that thing and lock it into our state constitution. So I support it being at $1 million so that 99.5% of Washingtonians never end up paying that tax.
He is calling for a 10% tax on income over $1 million. Governor says the revenue would support a tax break for small business owners and relief for lower earners. Firefighters in Gold Bar saved half a dozen puppies that appear to have overdosed on fentanyl. We get the details from KIRO Newsradio's James Lynch.
Sky Valley firefighters say someone dropped off 3 puppies at the station because of breathing problems. 3 more puppies were found at the family's home in the same condition. Firefighters suspected it was drug-related and immediately started life-saving treatments. Sky Valley Fire Chief Brandon Vargas on the Jake and Spike Show.
Started giving Narcan, started giving oxygen, and did CPR on one of the dogs. And they all started to wake up.
The puppies are okay, and the case was referred to the Snohomish County Prosecutor's Office for potential charges. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
And let's go now to the real-time traffic desk. We check in with Nate Connors.
All right, Aaron, thank you. This reported on day one of Revive I-5 in Seattle after that morning nightmare commute you just talked about. Looks like drivers are avoiding I-5, especially southbound. It is all clear until you reach the U District, but it doesn't get heavy till just past 520 down to I-90. It's only 15 minutes between Linwood and Seattle. North 5, however, jams up at the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge where a couple lanes are blocked. Once you get past the Ship Canal Bridge, you're going to clear out right away, and then just minimal slowing through Mountain Lake Terrace in Linwood. Seattle to Everett, 50 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, 45. Our lake bridges are all clear. Westbound 520 does jam up approaching Montlake. And again, the brunt of this are drivers lining up to get onto North 5. Seattle to Federal Way, a half hour. Bellevue to South Center's at a half hour. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, a 45-minute commute. And it's just 40 minutes between Tacoma and Olympia. The support brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. No heat, electrical issues, frozen pipes. Get it all handled with one call to Home Comfort Alliance. Over 40 years doing heating, plumbing, and electrical right. HomeComfortAlliance.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Rain chances dwindling this evening with some morning fog tomorrow and then some sunshine on Tuesday. Right now, 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
KIRO 7 News in the morning brings you the most urgent headlines, the things you need to know before you head out the door. Just like you need that cup of coffee, they'll help you start your day off on the right foot. Live breaking news, KIRO 7 pinpoint weather, and KIRO 7 real-time traffic to help you avoid those back-to-school backups. Check in with KIRO 7 News in the morning, 4:30 to 7 a.m., only on KIRO 7 TV.
Well said, well read, Joe. Bucky's Auto Service Centers. Don't forget, there's 16 locations. Been around for 50. We're still going for 50. They're going for 50.
Yeah,
in March 50. Is their birthday.
Right.
Take the car to Bucky's Auto Service Center. I think the best way to describe it, as we do all the time, is cars breaking down. Do you fix it at Bucky's? 16 locations. Nate was there, a satisfied customer. Or do you fill it up with stuff and then set it on fire and then push it over a cliff?
Push it over.
I do not know.
What's wrong? What are you laughing at? You're happy, aren't you? Huh, Bucky's?
Very, very happy.
Fix that thing up, that old
sir.
hoopty mobile of yours.
That's it.
You tried to set the thing on fire to collect insurance for it.
Oh, I listened to you.
He said,
that's right. That was a while
ago.
ago.
The only thing left now is a cliff.
Okay.
I'll bring the raft.
That's good. Okay, so so many people have weighing in on what happened there in Minneapolis. This is a big story. And I try to okay, what's the best way to try to explain this sort of stuff? I use the horseshoe analogy. So if you think of a horseshoe that is up, they would say always make the horseshoe go, you're going to hang it up. You don't want all the luck to drop out of it. So imagine the horseshoe is placed up so that both opposite sides are up in the air, right? What happens is that right and left, right, that truly really active people politically on the right, and then those are on the left, right? So imagine they start on opposite sides. They couldn't be further apart, but look at this. We come down the horseshoe. We're coming down the horseshoe, coming down. What happens at the bottom of that horseshoe? They meet. And then at this point, you really can't tell the difference between somebody on the hard left and hard right. But this is what happens in populist movements. You get, without respect for law, they will eventually merge down near the bottom. So Miss Good shot and killed there on the streets of Minneapolis. Ashley Babbitt goes through the window of the Capitol on January 6th, is shot and killed. What's the difference between the two of them? Nothing. You can list a whole bunch. Oh, she was a mother and a poet and this and that, and she was only 34, 37. Or Ashley Babbitt was a member of the Air Force for 12 years, and she was a mother and this and that. And this. No difference. If you read about Ashley Babbitt, she got heavily into QAnon. She believed that the 2020 election was stolen, that there were all of these conspiracy theories going on, and she bought into it. I mean, she was deep into it, and she read about it, and she was focused on it. And when they needed somebody to go through the window there to get onto the floor of the house, she was the first one in. They lifted her up, and they pushed her through the window, and as she went into the window, the officer, Mr. Brown, took out his service revolver, and we're not going to get into the whole thing. Well, he didn't warn her, or she wasn't a direct threat. Doesn't matter, right? He said something or didn't say something. She's coming through the window. Bang! Within a second, she's struck in the neck, and within minutes, she dies. She's going through the window of the Capitol to get onto the floor of the House. Why was she doing that? Well, because she had read that we were going to take this country back and we're going to stop all of these forces. And QAnon is telling her that, this is a big cabal and they're just trying to destroy democracy and they hate Donald Trump. And so she goes through the window. She goes to the Capitol. She goes there during the whole January 6th stuff. And she's the first one in with a backpack and nothing else. So Miss Good, her son goes to a charter school. Her daughter goes to a charter school, is 6 years old, and the kids are told to be very active in a bunch of stuff. So she signs up for this Ice Watch. And when she signs up, they teach them all these different techniques, like if somebody's being arrested, pull that person away and save them and distract and make noise and push the ICE officers out of the way. Or better yet, get a bunch of cars. And every time you see that the car where ICE's car is, you pull your car in front of the thing and you block them from doing their action, and you're going to be a hero as well. The exact same thing. So again, that horseshoe, both of them, for whatever the reason, one on one side, one on the other, right? So you're going to get the people, the activists there in Minneapolis that believe that Trump is a fascist, and these are fascist, Nazi, jackbooted thugs. You can hear that from the mayor of Minneapolis telling these guys to get the F out of there and this and that. And then you have someone like Tim Wall saying, maybe these people, maybe we need to call in the National Guard and fight them. So now you have political leaders stoking the fire and having these, ground troops, whether it's Ashley Babbitt or what was her first name? Good. What was her first name? I can't remember. Both out there marching around. You're directly involved in something. You've given a warning to stop, and you still do it. It doesn't matter that how old she was and whether or not she was strong or not. She's in a car that weighs 4,000 pounds. That's the thing. So if this thing were to go to court and you take all of that stuff out, none of that is relevant. Oh, she was a mom and a poet and she was a carer and she was a this and that in the community, but that's totally and absolutely irrelevant. If this thing ever went to court, which it probably won't, all they want to look at is the officer who was in front of the car. Did he have, and this is where it gets down to, did he have reason to believe that his life was in jeopardy? That's it. That's the only thing. And then you got to get into the mind of the guy that fired the shot, right? And it doesn't matter whether he fires one shot or three shots. They're trained to continue to fire until the threat is stopped. Could he have shot the wheels out? That's not anything. That's not relevant. It's the fact that her car was there, whether she had turned the wheel left or right. He's in front of the car. She had not been in front of the car. None of that is relevant. Only thing, if you went to court, they would just simply say, this guy that fired the gun, did he believe that his life was in jeopardy and he was allowed to use deadly force in this action? That's the only thing the jury would look at. But if you look at the two, right, the right and the left, so there are organizations that are causing this foment, this distortion, this disregard for the law. Imagine if a guy decided, so an IRS agent comes to the house and wants to collect money from the guy, and the IRS guy, and the guy shoots and kills an IRS agent. Can you imagine a governor of the state going, well, this is what happens. You come in there and we don't recognize that amendment that starts with the income tax. We understand this is all fascist, just taking all this money from us. So they're going to go ahead and shoot IRS agents because we don't agree with this. I mean, it's the same. People will be shocked by that action. Shocked by a politician saying, well, go get those people. But this is where we are. I mean, it is a weird, weird time. And Trump was awful in his response to her death. And Fry was, the mayor of Minneapolis, is just as reckless. And Waltz is just classic. Because why? They're playing to the base. No, imagine if one of those guys in Minneapolis going, it's terrible that she did that. Please stop interfering with ICE. Talk to your elected officials. Find out these guys, these are laws. They're following federal laws. These are federal laws they're following. If you don't like it, go to the ballot box. Don't get in your car and block the actions. What a mess. But my theory still holds, Joe. My new thing about how I'm going to handle all this sort of stuff. I feel so much better in 2026. Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. North 5 through Seattle. We're dealing with Revive I-5 on the Ship Canal Bridge. So it's packed from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge. But once you clear the Ship Canal, it's clear all the way really into Linwood. And you'll bump into minimal pockets of slowing here and there between Northgate and Linwood. Seattle to Everett has gone up a bit to 55 minutes, 35 to Linwood. Same story on 405. Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes, 35 to Linwood. It is heavy now between Kirkland and Bothell. Everett to Marysville looking great, taking less than 10 minutes this afternoon. You've got minor crowding between Lowell Road and Highway 2. Bellevue to Renton's at a half hour. It's packed at Southeast 8th to Cold Creek Parkway, then it opens up pretty quickly. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, give yourself 45 minutes. Everywhere else, pretty much seeing typical backups to lighter than normal backups. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I'd tell you something. I was skeptical because when Nick said to me, we got to get the closets organized in the house, I was like, don't worry about it. But she's the one that puts all the laundry away, puts everything, and I'm the one that messes everything up. And I knew that in the garage, there was all these projects that were half ruined. And paint cans everywhere, and you drive into the garage and it just looked like Fred Sanford and Son in there. And so Nick said, look, I'm going to get a closet person to come in. I said, don't get the first one that comes up on Google. I want you to find a local company that's been around for a while. If it's family run, even better. She says to me, God, it's Closets by Design. 22 years, family run business, Closets by Design. So what else you like about them? Just apparently they customize it, deeply customize. It is not coming in with a box of parts and jerry-rigging the stuff in there. And that's exactly what happened. When Closets by Design came to the barn, brand new walk-in closet, brand new closet on the second floor. Then the whole garage is so organized now. Couldn't be happier. Beautiful work. I'm telling you right now, it's customized without the customized price. 40% off, plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing. It's Closets by Design. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
After a slugfest to win the NFL's toughest division, the number 1 seed Seahawks' first playoff opponent, naturally an NFC West rival.
And Purdy goes down inside the 15-yard line.
Seahawks, 49ers, Saturday. And Lumen will be rocking.
All teed up.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle. And KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Refresh your bathroom with big savings at Lowe's. Reimagine your bathroom with up to 40% off select faucets during our Bath Savings event. Need it today? Order by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Shop for your bathroom refresh at Lowe's. We help, you save. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Same-day delivery on eligible in-stock items, subject to availability. Fees vary. Visit Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for full terms.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
All right, here's a quick confession. the reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Wait. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho. And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company. Pure Talk.
At Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we know that keeping your home watertight and dry is essential to your family's safety and comfort. Having well-functioning gutters prevents water damage to your home and prolongs the life of your roof. Whether you need a cleaning or a complete gutter install, we do it all. Call today and get $250 off a gutter installation and visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Your windows and doors play a huge role in your home's efficiency and comfort. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors for windows that are up to 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and reduce noise by up to 50%. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com today.
One 888-973-5476. I couldn't hear about my ear. My thing's missing.
It's hard to tell. You know,
Staples in my head. I forgot about that part of it. All right, 1-888-973-5476. We're remaining time here. By the way, I've always sort of felt this because I kept hearing don't drink coffee on airplanes because the water itself or the big basins they keep it in are not well cleaned.
This flight attendant is sharing secrets that airlines won't tell you.
Oh, boy.
You might want to think about ordering something other than coffee or tea.
We went to Air Hollywood and met up with flight attendant Jamila Hardwick, who says her colleagues never order warm beverages when they fly.
The thing about the coffee and the tea is that the pipes are rarely cleaned.
Yes. Airlines are only required to disinfect and flush the water tanks 4 times a year.
That's all you need. I looked up to see which ones are better than others. The independent study that was done on each one of these, it looks like the EPA, they tested a certain percentage, had a whole bunch of nasty stuff in there, but airlines named reportedly complying with federal, so like American, JetBlue, Spirit, Southwest told CBS water program meets the EPA standards, but apparently Alaska Airlines comes out pretty well. Major carriers, Delta, Frontier received A grades, followed by Alaska. Southwest Hawaiian, United were in the C range. Ugh. And in the D range, American, JetBlue, and Spirit. Well, you knew Spirit had some bad stuff.
Well,
Mesa Airlines gets an F, and SkyWest gets a D.
And Hollywood Airlines, that a flight attendant worked for, is not even on the list. They probably don't exist anymore.
Yeah, that was from 2019. She's here telling secrets.
Put that coffee down.
Yeah, put it down. Yeah. And I do ask the flight attendant, is it good? It's good. I mean, it's not great coffee, but I don't know. Would you do that? She says everybody should just order.
Fine, no coffee. how about Diet Coke? She says flight attendants have an issue with pouring Diet Coke because it fizzes up more than any other soda.
I don't know what it is about the chemistry in Diet Coke and us being 40,000 feet in the air, but by the time it takes us to pour one Diet Coke, we could have 3 other drinks poured.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Iced matcha lemonades and espresso frappuccinos.
As we're the only place people order ginger ale is on airplanes. I see that. Or suddenly adults turn into 5-year-olds and order, do you have apple juice? Yeah, we do. Oh, an apple juice?
Is that something you do?
No.
I've never seen that one.
Have you ever seen that? People ordering apple juice on a plane? Do you have ginger ale? The drink of the infirmed? I'll have that. Okay, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, North 5 in Seattle. We're jammed up from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge because of I-5, blocking a couple lanes on the Ship Canal Bridge. Once you get past the Ship Canal Bridge, though, you're going to clear out right away. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes, 35 to Linwood. Same story on the east side. Bellevue to Everett, 55 minutes, 35 to Linwood. Our Lake Bridges, I-90 looks great. Westbound 520, you're going to jam up at mid-span due to drivers lining up to get onto North 5, and that 520 on-ramp spits you right out in the thick of this backup. Bellevue to Renton, a half hour. You're packed from Southeast 8th to Coal Creek Parkway. Then you'll thin out pretty quickly. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, 45 minutes. Pretty solid backup now between Renton and Puyallup. You catch a little breather there in Auburn. Everywhere else, though, we're just seeing typical backups this afternoon. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Seattle voters wanted change.
I campaigned on affordability, on homelessness, on taxing the rich.
Can Mayor Wilson live up to the promises of candidate Wilson?
The self-proclaimed progressive socialist
managing high expectations. Trusted Northwest News voices you depend on.
More government programs, which means more tax dollars.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM. And the KIRO News Radio app.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I was able to achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You'll feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. I'm surprised and relieved every time I look in the mirror. You need to know what that feels like. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I would trust more than Advanced Hair Restoration. I experienced their exceptional standard of care firsthand. Your comfort and your results are the top priority of the entire Advanced Hair team. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 425-449-8185. That's 425-449-8185. Discover what meeting your resolutions could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
After a slugfest to win the NFL's toughest division, the number 1 seed Seahawks' first playoff opponent, naturally an NFC West rival.
And Purdy goes down inside the 15-yard line.
Seahawks, 49ers, Saturday. And Lumen will be rocking.
All teed up.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle. And KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Iran is experiencing nationwide anti-government protests, which have become increasingly violent. President Trump has threatened possible military action and says all options are on the table. Iranian leaders warn they're prepared for conflict. CBS's Nora O'Donnell spoke with Iran's exiled crown prince, Reza Pahlavi.
The Iranians are fighting a fight defenseless and unarmed against an extremely brutal regime. The game changer would be for this regime to know that they cannot rely anymore on a continued campaign of repression without the world reacting to it.
CBS's Olivia Rinaldi reports.
In addition to potential military strikes, which could include ballistic missiles going into Iran, the president was also briefed on potential covert operations. Those could include cyber operations and psychological campaigns that could be waged inside Iran in some of their infrastructure.
The state of Minnesota and the Twin Cities are suing the federal government to stop the immigration enforcement surge. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison.
The Trump administration's decision to target Minnesota and Twin Cities is motivated by a desire to retaliate against Trump's perceived political opponents, who are the people of the state of Minnesota and Twin Cities, rather than any good faith concerns about immigration enforcement, public safety, or law enforcement.
The lawsuit seeks a temporary restraining order to stop the enforcement action or limit the operation. The Department of Justice is investigating Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. Powell says that the DOJ has served multiple grand jury subpoenas to the Fed, and they focus on testimony he gave last year about ongoing renovations to the Fed office building in Washington. CBS's Jan Crawford.
Ordinarily, the Justice Department just doesn't start looking into potential allegations of perjury in congressional testimony unless there's been a referral from Congress or Congress has asked them to look into it. It's not something the U.S. attorney would just kind of pick up on their own. And I think that really signals there is politics going on here, as Powell is arguing.
Powell says he will continue serving in his post. Democratic Senator Mark Kelly of Arizona, a former Navy pilot, is suing the Pentagon over attempts to punish him for his warnings about illegal orders. CBS's Weijia Zhang has details.
Senator Kelly has filed a lawsuit to block Secretary Hegseth from stripping his Navy motion. Hegseth launched an investigation last November after Kelly participated in a video telling service members they do not have to obey unlawful orders. Kelly alleges Hegseth does not have the legal authority to demote him.
This is CBS News.
Real crimes, real justice. Follow and listen to 48 Hours on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up, a warning for Seahawks season ticket holders. That's after Nate Connors at the Real Time Traffic Desk.
Thank you, Aaron. Well, Revive I-5 doesn't have nearly the impact it had on the morning commute, and that's a good thing. North 5, however, is jammed up from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge. Once you get past the Ship Canal, though, you're going to clear out right away. Seattle to Everett at 55 minutes, and most of that slowing is right here in downtown. Northbound 99, a good option for you. It is heavy, though, from or through the downtown tunnel. Bellevue to Everett, we're back down to 45 minutes. You're slow between Kirkland and Bothell. Our Lake Bridges are doing good on I-90. Westbound 520 jams up mid-span. Again, a lot of this is due to just drivers lining up, waiting to get onto North 5. Bellevue to Renton is a half hour. It's thick from Southeast 8th to Cold Creek Parkway. Seattle to Federal Way is less than a half hour now, as we've already peaked and things are starting to thin out. Tacoma to Olympia is just 45 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granello. Seahawks are cracking down on season ticket holders who are selling their seats for the playoffs. Some of them received a notice saying their 2026 renewal eligibility may be in jeopardy if they continue to put their tickets on the market. Ticket holder Greg Woodfill tells KIRO 7 TV.
They can't make you not sell them, but if you're going to be selling your tickets like this and you're not going to help out the team right now, then they don't have to renew them.
Hawks say they want to ensure Lumen Field is packed with 12s when the 49ers come to town this Saturday. Hawks did dominate San Francisco last time they played Seattle, but Coach Mike McDonald says the playoffs are a different beast.
This game is going to play out. There's about a 99.999% chance it's going to play out way different than the last one. And you got to do a great job of recognizing it and making the adjustments and doing all that type of stuff.
It's a Saturday kickoff at Lumen. We will know what time after the final wild card game wraps up tonight. Washington lawmakers are back at work in Olympia. House Speaker and Democrat Lori Jenkins there gaveling in the new legislative session.
Our job this session is to spend every drop of energy we have, plus some, stopping the bad and building the good.
Part of that job is closing a budget deficit. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports Democrats and Republicans disagree on how to calculate the governor's spending plan.
In an early legislative session committee meeting, neither political side could agree on how much leftover budget money the governor can put toward his own proposed budget. Democrats favored a 1% reversion assumption. Republicans like Travis Couture said it should be 25% less than that, the same amount they assumed in their own budget forecasts.
There shouldn't be two sets of rules between what the legislature has to do and what the governor must do.
In the end, the sides compromised at a 0.9% reversion, a difference that equals close to $100 million in the state's biennial budget. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Lawmakers need to close a $2.3 billion budget gap. Now to your forecast. Rain chances ending tonight. We'll see some patchy morning fog tomorrow, then some sunshine near record high tomorrow. We got upper 50s in Seattle. Right now, 53 degrees in downtown. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good.
I'm taking my mask off here for reasons that will become obvious during our discussion.
Oh, good. There he is, Jay Inslee, former governor. We're in 2012. I remember Dory Monson had him on the air just before he went in to start serving. And you're not going to raise taxes. I'm not going to raise taxes, Dory. I'm not going to raise taxes. You're not going to hold you to that. You're not going to raise taxes. Not going to raise taxes. And I guess he forgot. Diving into there. Coming back. Nate never leaves the shift. Where is he?
I think Nate.
Joe wants to try to find him. Okay. In the meantime, we'll talk to Nate in just a bit about the latest greatest when it comes to the I-5 Ship Canal Bridge and the problems we're starting to develop on that one. Just a quick little side story. So Brandy Cruz, my friend over there, Undivided, she gets a lot of people that hate her. She gets a lot of people that love her. She sort of knows that's part of the game. She's been assaulted a number of times. I still don't think they've caught the one person that sprayed stuff. Are you there? Okay, here he comes. Here comes Nate.
Why, it's good old reliable
Nathan with the traffic. All right, Nate, here we go. So this is the beginning, the I-5 Ship Canal. This is a 2-year lane closure. Starts today. What did they learn from the traffic and the movements? Where did people end up going?
This morning or from last time?
Well, from last time, this whole thing getting going.
Yeah, well, we learned that there's nothing you can do about South 5 because there really is no option from I-5 other than 405. So, what did we do differently?
Fine, hit the cue again. There he goes. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So we're doing, and nothing is different because there really isn't many options for WashDOT. So the express lanes are shut down southbound for the next 5 months. And that wreaked some serious havoc this morning. I think there was a solid backup from, we'll call it Shoreline, if not even Mount Lake Terrace, all the way in the downtown for hours.
Everybody said they added at least 50 to an hour to their commute this morning.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so when does it start to get bad? Because if that were me and I had to do that horrible commute, I would just say, screw it. I'd set the alarm an hour earlier, and I would just beat the traffic.
Well, yeah, you have that option. Not everyone does.
What do you mean, getting up earlier?
No, well, I thought you were going to saying you wouldn't come into work. You'd work from home or something.
No. What I'm saying is, if you know that you normally are hitting that part of the roadway at say 7:20, and you know that it's going to be backed up for an hour, you make the choice. Do I want to get out of bed? I could get out of bed an hour earlier and avoid when the majority of people are going to be there. Like, people don't change their behavior. They know it's going to be bad. Well, why not just make the adjustment at home and just go to get in there earlier?
Well, you're right. You could do that.
So when does it just start to really back up?
This morning by 6 o'clock, it was already jam-packed into Shoreline. At 6 o'clock. And now, Sullivan was talking about maybe getting on transit, right? But here's, the parking at Sound Transit to catch on the train, for instance.
Yeah.
That thing was filled by 7, I think he said, 7 this morning. So, you can't park anywhere near Sound Transit. You can look for some side streets. Good luck. So at that point, you're already in your car, and so you're going to get into I-5, and you're halfway into that traffic that's already started, and it's just a nightmare. It's not going to get any better for the next 5 months.
Are they going to open it up during the World Cup stuff?
Yes. So that's when they come in 5 months. In June is when they take a break, but it's only for a couple weeks. I think it's only like a week, and just literally for the games. And once the games are done, we're right back at it. And it's going to be the same direction northbound through the end of the year. And then in 2027, they'll switch it to southbound, and we'll go all through this again.
Lordy.
Yeah.
It's 2 years.
Yeah. But boy, that Ship Canal Bridge would be nice and smooth afterward.
I can see it now.
Nice. All right. Hit him out of here. Clean him out. You got anything else?
Nah, that's good.
Hit him out.
Why, it's good old reliable
Slightly unreliable sometimes.
Yeah, time. As I started to say, my buddy, Brandy Cruz, who I've known for about 15 years or more, but I don't look it because I've had my face fixed. At Undivided, she's got people that just absolutely hate her. And she's had death threats. She has had that woman, I think from Spokane, that wanted to come there and kick her white ass, right? She got assaulted by a bunch of Antifa folks. I think they're never going to find that person that sprayed wasp spray in her face. So she's used to it. She's a tough gal. I think she's from North Dakota. Can't remember where. Hopefully I got it right. Where she's going to kick my ass. I think South Dakota. Anyway.
I'd ask somebody who's known her for 15 years.
I can't remember. I like
you
her.
lick that toad, you're licking every person that's ever licked that toad.
Like, how many times has she said that to me? All right. So for her, again, to have somebody, possibly want you to die, she gets that sort of stuff all the time. But you don't really know who these people are. But here's the example. So this gal, this professor there, Mara Morgan, yeah, a trans research scientist, thinks that Cruz should be assassinated. What was the official? What did she say officially? What was the?
So it was to
What'd she
her
post?
and Corey DeAngelis, who's a big school choice.
Like school choice. He likes freedom.
Yeah, he said, or the
Professor.
the professor
You
said,
did this, a University of Washington professor.
"May there be Tyler Robinsons for you all."
Yeah. Tyler Robinson, the man accused of shooting Charlie Kirk. So may there be somebody that killed a conservative be out there for the two of you. When Brandy Cruz at Undivided, Nicole Thompson called over to the University of Washington to alert them to the problem. They say they're going to be looking into it. I don't like when people get fired for things that they say. I don't think you should lose your job because of speech. Then the university probably will do an investigation. We probably won't hear anything else about it. But people should be made aware that you have a person in there that's saying, "Oh, I hope somebody kills you." It's basically what it is. The amazing thing about that type of thing is you have a very public person who's a public employee, right? You're working there at a university, and you're making it public by putting it up on what did she put it up on? TikTok or something?
It looks like it was Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah. So here's a person who believes that you can put that out there, that you can say that, and nothing will happen to you. That's the weird part. That you're celebrating or encouraging somebody to go ahead and kill somebody else. And figure, well, I can get away with that. Why do you believe you can get away with that? Do you think that's the... And then what if somebody did? What if somebody thought, well, I really like that professor, and I like the fact that the University of Washington, go Dogs, and all that other garbage. Maybe they were like, oh, she said, or this teacher said it, and I like this teacher. I was reading about her on Rate My Professor. People love her. She's very compassionate, very kind, very sensitive, easy to work with, really clear lectures. People give her a 5 out of 5. So apparently this is a good professor that people respect and enjoy. So what if they take the words of that person and then decide to get somebody with enough screws loose? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to be the Tyler Robinson for Brandy Cruz. What responsibility would this professor at the University of Washington have? And then the question is, what responsibility would the University of Washington have if they don't do anything to sort of try to quell this or change it? That's the questions that we're dealing with today. But here you have a person that works at the University of Washington asking that Brandy Cruz and D'Angelo be killed by somebody. Crazy. Wild stuff. I don't believe people should have lost their jobs when they're celebrating Charlie Kirk. Don't lose a job because of that. That's just as bad as when we held the cancel culture is going the other way. You say something and all of a sudden you lose your job. You get disgraced because you used the wrong word or you expressed an idea. I don't think you should lose your job for that. I think whatever happens, happens. But I don't like the idea people are out hunting. I think the bigger and more interesting aspect of the story is what is the environment in your head and the bubble that you live in that you'd want to say that to somebody? And then what responsibility would you take? And this is the same thing that's happening with the ICE stuff, right? You got Fry there, the mayor of Minneapolis, talking about these people, jackbooted thugs and Nazis, and we're going to get them the hell out of here. And if you get in front of them and you stop them and do anything you possibly can. So here's my new philosophy. I told Joe this. I don't really watch much television because I want to read, because I don't want to watch TV, because I don't want to be sitting here on the radio talking about TV shows I've watched. So I watched Landman. So this is the first time I've really sat and watched any sort of Netflix stuff. So I'm watching Landman with, what's his name?
Billy Bob Thornton.
There you go, yeah. And I'm watching it, and I started thinking, this is a good show, and you could watch one episode after another. Now I'm going to look at news like I'm watching a Netflix show, which is sort of sit back and you're like, whoa, I wonder what's going to happen next. Because it's just, it ends, and then you watch all the credits go flying by, and you wait for the next one to start, and you think, I know what's going to happen. Billy Bob Thornton's son is, someone's going to get sued, or you start to fill in the blanks. So I'm sitting back, I'm watching the stuff in Minneapolis, and here's the way I'm dealing with it. What will happen next? Think of it like a plot on a show that you're watching, and it does remove you. You still emotionally cross over the abyss between you and the performer. You're thinking, oh gosh, I feel the stress of this person, right? But you realize it's just a show. So I'm going to be carted off to the loony bin for this. So I watched the news. I think, okay, Minneapolis. Now, what's the next thing that can happen? Let's play screenwriters. Okay, what do we have? We've got the woman gets killed. We've got the ice guy. So he is being doxxed. China is doxing him. We now know where the family is. We've got a GoFundMe campaign of $250,000 for that guy. We have the woman. We have her wife, the kids. We've got the mayor of this town inciting violence, and then you have the governor saying I might have to bring the National Guard in order to quell ICE. So now you think, no bad ideas. Who's got ideas? And if you've ever been in one of these pitch meetings, people start throwing stuff out and goes, I got it. How about we get a National Guard guy ends up shooting an ICE guy, and then the ICE guys start returning fire. We got the National Guard. No, that's not going to work. Why not? Too fast, too much stuff. Okay, how about we get a National Guard guy? How about we get let's get a lot of fire. How about this? I got an idea. Yeah, you in the back, new guy, Adam, what is it? Somebody blows up an ICE vehicle and kills like 7 of them. And then the National Guard has to come in and quell, and then the National Guard ends up shooting some of the citizens. Yes, that's good. There we go. Got it. That's what's going to happen. Because this stuff is an ongoing storyline, and it's always every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So what do we have? Where's the ball now, and whose court is it in? If you're writing a script, where's the conflict? Man versus man, man versus himself, man versus nature. Where is the strength right now in the story? Where's the greatest conflict? So where's the pressure building? So the pressure is building on the far left because now you're going to want retribution. So what you're going to get out of this, you're going to get the Democratic Party's going to be all around this, just like the George Floyd thing. Now they've got an issue, and then they can use this to sort of whack Trump and go get him and somehow stop this sort of stuff. So that it's all building. You're like, man, this is interesting. So sit back, pull yourself back rather than getting on Instagram or something else and I hate her and she was a jerk or he shouldn't have shot her or why did he shoot her twice? Get out of there and just sort of sit back and just watch it. Whoa, look at that. I wonder what will happen next. What will happen next? Does the National Guard come in? You're certainly not going to get, ICE is not going to move out of there. I believe the next thing is, God forbid, I'm going to say a number of men and women that work for ICE are killed. Okay, what happens after that? Any ideas? We go around we're building a script. Anything, what happens after that?
Martial law.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to bring the National Guard in because Waltz was told he's going to bring the National Guard in. Now bring the National Guard in to stop the violence. The violence coming from where? Now we're going to have ICE because those guys got killed. Yeah, then you're going to you want even more of Donald Trump? You're going to get more Donald Trump. You kill a bunch of ICE guys. Man, oh man. Now what happens? And all it takes are people in positions of power. Waltz, Trump, Fry, inciting this sort of stuff. So you get the Ashley Babbitt going through the window, getting shot in the neck during January 6th. You get Miss Good driving her Honda and turning the wheel in such a way and pressing down on the gas. I don't think she was intending to hit the guy, but she was panicked and looking forward. But this is 4,000-pound car coming at this guy, so he pulls out a gun. Within 2 seconds, he fires off 3 rounds, and she's dead. Something has to happen next. So I believe the next thing that happens is I think you get enough people that are, the crazies on the far left following along with the mayor and the governor saying, listen, we can't stand for this. We've got to do something about it. You're going to see one of these people who wants to be a hero to vindicate the death of this woman, and they will try to kill some ICE folks. And then what? The ICE guys fire back? Now what do we have? Now we've open street war going on?
You said something earlier today, and I don't remember
what I said earlier.
You said that it was that you learned that it was China that doxed the name of the ICE agent.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty telling fact right there.
China loves this. Russia loves this. China especially. Yeah, they love to foment this stuff. Look what's going on. You don't have time to concentrate on anything else. You want to break a community apart, break a nation apart? This is an internal war. This is a civil war on the far left and the far right going at each other. And then you get the politicians that overextend what they're supposed to be doing. This is great for China. You want to foment all this sort of stuff? Back in 1984, Russia said, we want to get in and disrupt democracy. And the best way we can do that is to pit citizen against citizen. And it starts with distrust. If they distrust their election, if they think somehow it's rigged, then they start to point fingers at different people. So Russia has always tried to get in there and break up democracy by creating a distrust in the system, the institution of the system. And now this is even better. I mean, all that stuff that's coming up on TikTok and stuff, that's all China bots that are fomenting all this garbage.
I haven't heard anything about Venezuela since this whole thing happened.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the best thing from Venezuela thing, Exxon was said, we're not going in there. It's billions and billions of dollars to set up the infrastructure. And then and Exxon's like, okay, we got it. We're all set. Okay, we're going to start pumping all this oil out of here. We're all set. Like 4 or 5 years later. And where's Trump? Is Trump around? Oh, no. We got Democrats in the White House now. What happened? Oh, they're not doing that. They're shutting all that down. So you're not going to see Exxon get in and invest any money in Venezuela. It's too rocky. It's too
risky.
Too risky. And there's just all the time and money that would have to go into the thing. They're just like, we're not going in. No way. Yeah, right. Venezuela's off the map for a while. What was the thing before Venezuela? Some other stuff that we were all racing around chasing. Step back, everybody.
It's a crazy show.
Just pay your Netflix bill and watch this stuff happen. And while all these news stories happen, every once in a while, just go, wow, I wonder what happens next. And again, I'm putting it out there because I want it to happen. I think the next thing, again, if you're writing a script, the power and the pressure and the conflict is on the left right now. What will they do? There is no one in leadership that is trying to quell the violence. They're only inciting it. Same morons that ran in there on January 6th, fired up by all this stuff. Same morons that are getting in front of a bunch of ICE people in the streets of Minneapolis. Fired up. There you go. Sit back and watch. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, Revive I-5 is still affecting northbound, but not southbound through Seattle. North 5 jams up from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge, where you're down to 2 lanes. But once you get past that Ship Canal, again, you're going to break free right away. Seattle to Everett, 55 minutes. Northbound 99 is a good option for you, but it is slow through the downtown tunnel. You'll clear by the time you hit about mid-Lake Union. Let's see, this backup has westbound 520 packed at mid-span. South 5 slows from the U District into downtown. Linwood to Seattle, 20 minutes. Bellevue to Everett is at 45 minutes. You're slow from Kirkland to Bothell. We've got a new crash in Bothell, though, at Northeast 195th, blocking the toll lane. Bellevue to Renton, right around a half hour. It's packed from South Bellevue near Southeast 8th. By the time you get past Coal Creek Parkway, you're going to clear out. Seattle to Federal Way is right around a half hour. Renton to Puyallup has improved to 35 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
More like Choke Point. The new year brings a big new headache for the thousands of you commuting south on I-5 into Seattle. The latest phase of Revive I-5 is underway, and it won't be finished anytime soon. I've got you covered with traffic on the 3s every morning from 6 to 9 on Seattle's Morning News. Nate Connors has you covered every afternoon. We're always hunting for alternate routes, and we'll help you get where you need to be a little faster. On KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Paid political announcement.
More than half of short-term rentals across Washington are booked by Washingtonians. Families traveling for their children's tournaments and games. Firefighters fighting wildfires. Traveling nurses providing critical care. Every day, short-term rentals are helping make travel more affordable. Legislators in Olympia are considering increasing taxes on short-term rentals. But with the cost of everything going up, we can't take another price increase. Keep travel affordable for us. Paid for by Airbnb helps our state thrive host pack.
How about a New Year's resolution where the commitment takes just one day and the results can last a lifetime? Address years of hair loss like I did with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment. Using your own natural hair, Advanced Hair can restore your bald spot, receding hairline, or thinning, all backed by Advanced Hair's guarantee. Celebrate the new year with a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
You're 62 or older, lots of equity in your home, and you want to pull some cash out, but a refinance or HELOC, well, it means a bigger payment. And the cost of selling your home, it's insane. So what should you do? Hey, Brock Hewitt here for Tila Mortgage. You don't need to live at a lower standard than you deserve. You really got 3 options. Number 1, sell your home. 2, get a HELOC or refinance. Or 3, get a reverse mortgage. Tila has done the analysis and believes that a reverse mortgage is the most cost-effective way for seniors to get cash out of their homes without selling and having the option of no monthly mortgage payment. Too good to be true? No. Call today and let's compare. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Give them a call today. 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Insurance and property taxes are borrower's responsibility. Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
I saw her texting coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Every season is a little bit different here in Washington, but I'll tell you what, the amount of rain never seems to change in the winter, and we have sure gotten a ton of it this season. All that rain, all that water, it's all got to go somewhere. And if it makes its way into your crawl space, that's when it can create all sorts of problems, including real structural damage, which could really affect your home. But more importantly, for the health of your family, the water in that crawl space could create toxic mold, and that has serious health repercussions. Thankfully, we have Crawl Pros. They can come in and keep your crawl space dry, install a sump pump and drainage, and reroute that water back out and away from your home. They'll also take care of any mold that may have been created. Don't take the risk. It's too important. The best way to learn if you have any water is to ask Crawl Pros to visit your home and inspect your crawl space for free. Crawl Pros will go where you don't want to. So if you're worried about water damage, mold, insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
Here's the tale of Tina, searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I'd put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
If the power goes out in the middle of winter, do you have a way to stay warm? If not, you need the Vesta off-grid space heater from My Patriot Supply. It's compact, safe to use indoors, and best of all, it doesn't need electricity. Right now, you can get a free Vesta and other bonus gifts when you order the Winter Survival Kit from My Patriot Supply. Just go to mypatriotsupply.com to see everything included. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. The latest round of Revive I-5 in Seattle causing major traffic problems for southbound drivers this morning. They have no express lanes, and KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan says it got ugly.
The height of the commute, it was probably an hour and 40 minutes from Linwood. into Seattle, which is an hour longer than it should take. We had a 9-mile backup. People were going everywhere they possibly could. Lake City Way, you couldn't move. 99 was backed up to Northgate all the way through Queen Anne and the Ship Canal down into South Lake Union.
Express lanes are running northbound 24/7 as WashDOT crews repave 2 lanes of the Ship Canal Bridge. Minnesota and the Twin Cities have now filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration to block the surge of ICE officers to that state. CBS's Nicole Skanga is in Minneapolis with the latest.
Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison announced this federal lawsuit. He called what is happening here on the ground in Minneapolis what DHS has dubbed Operation Metro Surge, a federal investigation accusing the Department of Homeland Security of launching an unlawful, unprecedented surge of federal law enforcement into Minnesota.
Washington Governor Bob Ferguson says he is optimistic lawmakers will pass a millionaire's tax this legislative session. His plan calls for a 10% tax on income over $1 million. Governor telling TVW where he wants the revenue to go.
Tax break for small business owners. They're the backbone of our economy. I propose that, and frankly, we'll be insisting on that. Also, a rebate back to thousands of Washingtonians in the form of a check they receive to help them out during a challenging time.
Now, critics say the millionaire's tax is unconstitutional in Washington state. Governor says he would support a constitutional amendment to lock in the tax. 6 puppies are recovering after suspected fentanyl exposure in Snohomish County. Firefighters in Gold Bar say they treated 3 of those dogs with oxygen and Narcan. Sky Valley Fire Chief Brandon Vargas tells the Jake and Spike Show.
They took about 3 rounds of Narcan through their nasal passages. A couple of them got an injection of Narcan to keep them awake and moving around and alive.
He says deputies later discovered 3 more from the same home. All the puppies have since recovered. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk with Nate Connors.
And this one's brought to us by the KIRO Newsradio App. Up in Everett, we've got a new collision, North 5 at 41st. It's been moved to your right shoulder, backed up bumper to bumper, approaching Lowell Road. Now, we could see that right lane blocked here once tows arrive on scene. Right now, Everett to Marysville, 10 minutes or less. North 5 in Seattle, we're packed from the West Seattle Bridge up to the Ship Canal Bridge because of Revive I-5. Once you get across the Ship Canal, though, you're going to clear out right away. Seattle to Everett is taking 50 minutes. Northbound 99 is a good option, but it is slow through the downtown tunnel. This backup has westbound 520 packed at mid-span over to I-5. I-90 is wide open, though. South 5, you're going to slow from a Lake City Way in the downtown. Linwood to Seattle will take you 20 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, we just hit 1 hour, 45 minutes to Linwood because of this collision in Bothell in Northeast 195th. It's blocking your toll lane, and this has traffic stop and go starting from Bellevue. Bellevue to Renton is a half hour. It's packed from Southeast 8th to Coal Creek Parkway. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, thinning out nicely. We're down to just a half hour. In South Hill, we've got westbound 512. It is packed through the South Hill curve over to Canyon Road. Looks like just volume here. Text APP to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And out to your forecast. Rain chances are ending tonight. Tomorrow could see some fog, then sunshine, and also near record high temperatures tomorrow. Could see upper 50s in Seattle. Right now, 53 degrees in downtown. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, quickly, Teeny, spin the wheel.
I think the wheel's been taken away.
All right, well, that's... Whoa, Wilcox?
I don't
Really?
see. Yeah, the wheel's gone.
Who's going to pay the bills around here? Come on, Wilcox. And you know what? All right. Sorry, Teeny. It is a disaster. Bring him in.
Talking sports with Rye.
There he is, Rye Roller. How are you? Boy, you look young.
Oh, God. I mean, these are the decisions you've made.
Oh, you got to see the day after.
No, he doesn't want to know. It's okay.
I was on Instagram earlier. What a jump scare. It's just toe curling.
Okay. All right. You know what?
It's going to look great next
Yeah,
week.
don't worry about it. New
It's
dad.
so unnecessary.
New dad 2026. New dad 2026.
Well, here, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
I clearly, you pride yourself on not caring about a lot of people's opinions. Clearly, you don't care about Joe or I. But I know two people in the world that you do care, whose opinions do matter to you, and they can hurt you, are your siblings, Chuck and Laura. I wonder what they would say, and I wonder what they have said if you've reached out to them.
I haven't told them.
Hey, I want to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, well, you will be. All right, let's talk Seahawks. Rye Roller. Are you just relax? Just let it go.
You're sitting there in that condition. It's like visually, I cannot let it go.
Put
and it's like you're my dad.
I know. How about that? The eyes are gonna look better. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right, let's talk.
Okay. You almost said it's gonna grow back.
All right, shush. All right, football.
Yeah.
Will we see the same 49ers that we saw in Week 18, the 13-3 loss to the Seahawks? Is it a different team, or what can we expect? I asked you now, Rye Roller.
Well, I think if it was at all possible, they're actually a more injured team. And now statistically, I saw this today, that they are like the most injured team in NFL history. Wow. Unbelievable that they were able to beat the Eagles yesterday. And really unbelievable that they're even in the playoffs. We were kind of writing their season off by like week 5 of this year going, well, it's just one of these years for the Niners where they get obliterated by injuries and they kind of just have to, shoo this one in. It's been an incredible coaching job by Kyle Shanahan. I always give him his flowers. And I think they played really clean football. We have seen the Eagles. They played the Eagles yesterday.
Yes.
The Eagles have played that game against so many teams this year. They just kind of like a snake, just kind of wrap around the body and then just freeze teams up and play this awful sort of slugfest style. And then they're able to put together one drive and then they stunt you defensively and the game is over and everyone was like, that sucked. Why was it on primetime? But the Niners were able to overcome that and win yesterday. In large part, they played really clean. The offense came out with a wide stride offensively, great first drive from Brock Purdy. And because that Eagles offense is not a very explosive, not a great threat, I don't know why they do it, but they run like a high school offense. We got to start asking questions about the Eagles. But and they also only had one penalty yesterday. So clean football in a tough environment. Purdy threw 2 interceptions, but overall they were able to wring out the towel of what they have left offensively and get the most out of it. McCaffrey was phenomenal. Maybe not so much running the football, but being the receiving threat that he is. Made some great plays yesterday. So 7-point dogs are the Niners as they come into Seattle this week. So a programming note for Seahawks fans that are wondering what time this game may be. I think a lot of people had this sort of foregone conclusion that we were going to be the night game on Saturday because, hey, it's Seahawks-Niners and we're the 1 seed. That should be a lot of fun. I think we're actually going to be the day game. They haven't announced it yet. But 7-point spread mixed in with the fact that the other game on Saturday is going to be the 1 seed Broncos and the Buffalo Bills, which is only a 1.5-point spread. I think they're going to get the night game. And then Shanahan, after the game yesterday, pleaded his case with the NFL. He said, I just hope the NFL is understanding and fair and gives us a Sunday game. And they turned around and went double middle finger and gave him the Saturday game. So his team is already blown up by injury. And then he just wanted an extra day to prepare and get healthy, and they didn't even give him that. So
when
I'm optimistic.
I hear it in your voice. Nice. You're optimistic about a lot of things, even my face. So when the Seahawks played 49ers, Treat Williams was hurt. That was left tackle. I think the wide receiver, what is his name, Parcell or something like that? Pearsall. He was also injured. Did the Eagles beat him up even more? And will we see just even a more battered 49ers? And where are those key players and where are those injuries?
The big loss for the Niners yesterday was George Kittle, our guy.
Yes, Mr. Funny Man. Mr. Mike me up. I got funny things to say.
Yeah. He tore his Achilles yesterday. You reap what you sow. And
wait a minute. Whoa, where's that come from? You weep for what? Is he out there tearing people's Achilles?
No, he's a clean player and he's a good competitor. But I mean, it's the rivalry, you know. I have hated this guy for so long.
Okay.
And I honestly, I want to walk that back. That's rude.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's
he did a Bob
he's
Weir
a good
tribute.
guy.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He's a good guy, but he's going to be done for the year, and it'll be almost a calendar year before he's back on the football field. So they lose Kittle. Now Trent Williams is back. Let's not overrate Trent Williams. We just kind of write him in as this all-world left tackle. He's lost a step this year. Used to be sort of a huge focal point of that offense with what he was able to do. It was such a man mover. But he's slowed down this year. And I think you have to give credit to the Niners. They're always able to game plan and outthink and out-scheme and out-coach opponents. And I think they did that to the Eagles yesterday. But I think they're at the end of their rope. They're at the end of their line. And I think Seattle can win this game. And how great is it that they beat the Eagles? Because if the Eagles had beaten them, we would have had to play the Rams. And may I say something on behalf of my countrymen? The NFC West is the best division in football, and it's not even close. Right now, the NFC playoffs is just the NFC West and the Bears. Like it's unbelievable. And it's also unfortunate that the Seahawks have to play in that division. It's like all those teams are amazing, and then the Cardinals were sort of like the fourth born, and the mom kind of stopped caring so much, maybe had a couple drinks during the pregnancy, and they just sucked forever. But I just think it's interesting that how legitimate the NFC West is, and we're going to have to run the gauntlet yet again.
Yes.
All these rivalry teams, no diversity in the Seahawks schedule this year.
Which leads to the big prediction. Rye Roller, Rye Mansfield Curley. 23 years old, thinking you're all that. 25 minutes talking to Rick Riz on Cozy Radio on Saturday. Big highlight for you. Did a great job. Rick was really, really happy to have a chance to talk to you. You ready? Seahawks beat the 49ers. Yes.
I have to say so. I really do.
Okay. You see, you're rocking like Bill Gates right now. What's going on in there?
I read a football book a few years ago from an old coach, and this is a really off-color remark, but he compared divisional games with the teams you play twice a year, and if you see them again in the play, it's sort of like you're dating your sister. You know, both teams know so much about each other that it's really always awkward. And anyway, so this will be the third time we played them. So you never really know what'll happen, but I think the Seahawks win. Okay. Maybe another low-scoring game, 21.
All right.
To 16.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Rye.
Yep.
Here's looking at you, kid. There we go. Rye Roller. Cozy Radio. And here comes Nate. Next traffic. Nate on.
All right, Everett, North 5 at 41st. Look out for a collision on your right shoulder. The backup now starts just north of the Boeing Freeway. This is a thick backup. Still, though, Everett to Marysville, less than 10 minutes because this is the only thing backed up between Everett and Marysville. Here in Seattle, North 5 remains heavy from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge. Revive I-5 has two left lanes blocked across the Ship Canal. Once you get over that bridge, though, you're going to clear out right away. Seattle to Everett, plan on 50 minutes. Northbound 99, a good alternative choice. It is slow through the downtown tunnel, but it's thinning out pretty quickly. And, of course, this backup has westbound 520 still packed at mid-span over to I-5. I-90 remains wide open. South 5 looking pretty good. You're going to slow near Lake City Way in the downtown. Gets heavy near Mercer. Linwood to Seattle, less than 20 minutes. Up in Bothell, North 405 at 195th. We cleared our earlier collision, but it's thick from Northeast 124th into Bothell. Bellevue to Linwood is at 1 hour, but this will begin to improve now that we opened up a lane for you. Bellevue to Renton, we're down to 20 minutes. Renton to Puyallup, down to a half hour. And in South Hill, westbound 512 is still packed through that curve over to Canyon Road. KIRO Newsradio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
All right, let's see. You put all away. The holiday decorations have all gone back into the closet or somewhere anyway. And you notice incredibly disorganized the house is, especially as you just sort of spend more time in the home, especially during the winter. If you'd like to be able to have more organization, get less stress, and you've been thinking about closets for a while, but you're thinking, well, I don't know. You go online, the first one pops up. You're like, well, I don't even live in California. Where's that? How about a local company? I can tell you from personal experience, when they came out to the barn, Closets by Design completely redesigned all of our storage for us. And I kept thinking, oh my God, it's going to cost an arm and a leg. No, they've been in business for 22 years. They're family run, and they try to source all their products locally. So the money's staying right here in the economy. And when I found out that Closets by Design does 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation, the fact that these guys are local and they truly customize to give you all the space you need to give you the closets and the storage, it's amazing. You'll love working with them. 1-800-BY-DESIGN. That's Closets by Design. That's 1-800-BY-DESIGN. Closets by Design.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, start with a free T-check exam and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
It's hiring season at Sky Nursery. Hi, I'm Jen, greenhouse manager here at Sky, where we've been proudly serving Seattle area gardeners since 1953. Sky Nursery is truly a fantasy plant land, but it's also a bustling environment that takes a great team to succeed. Whether you're making coffee, cashiering, or on the sales floor, we're looking for applicants who like to learn, adapt with the seasons, and go home knowing they made a difference in somebody's garden. Spring is fast approaching. Find open seasonal positions and benefits at skynursery.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
John Curley here. You know that
that moment when your house feels colder than it should? You turn up the thermostat and nothing? Ugh. For over a decade, I've trusted the team at Home Comfort Alliance. They show up when they say they will, and they get straight to work, and they do it right. They've been keeping homes comfortable for over 40 winters. Remember, for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs, including standby generators, call the comfort people, Home Comfort Alliance, or visit homecomfortalliance.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
All right, here we go. Let's...
One syllable, please.
Oh, wow. It hurts. Okay, thank you, Hudson. We get to load of the day first. Take care of all the rest.
Barbara in the 425 says, John is very animated and sounds like he'd be glad to be back on air. However, he's overdoing it. He'll be tired tonight. Please rest. We all care about you.
Oh, Barbara.
All of you.
Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, I'm like a thoroughbred horse with a facelift.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. I don't want to. And Kathy kept saying, just take it easy. Don't come in. Don't come in. I was like, no, I want to get back on the radio.
That's right.
Let's see, 206 on Revive I-5. John can't change all schedules. John, we can't all change our schedules. Daycares don't open early enough. Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing.
It's dyslexia.
Tim in North Seattle says, holy traffic, Curly. Someone told me the light rail would fix all this. I guess they were wrong.
Oh, no. Officer Kevin O'Neill says it was Broadway Joe, not Hollywood. Oh, that's right. Broadway Joe. Thank you for Joe Namath.
RC in Edmond says, welcome back, John. I hesitate to highlight the inherent hypocrisy of I don't give an F resolution and then getting back facelift within the first week of the year. Whatever makes you happy, though. After all, you make the listeners happy. Can't wait for talking sports.
Wait a minute. So give an F about what? Everything?
Anything this year.
Yeah, but that's my own thing.
Whatever.
Shut up. Rye is so disappointed in me. Shannon in Duval says, the old bag is giving flashbacks to the unknown comic from the 1980s. Can't stop laughing, John. You are so funny. Oh, that was from the Gong Show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez, already?
Wow. That's what happens when I struggle to read the first sentence.
I know.
Threw us off for a minute.
Okay, this comes to us from David, the naked mailbox guy. And we talked about coffee, airline coffee.
Yes.
He said, I was a flight attendant for American Airlines for 10 years. Call me sometime. I'll give you stories about the water, dead people on the airlines, and people hanging their dead grandmothers in the garment bag up in first class.
No.
Crazy stuff up here. Thanks for getting me home by 4:20. John looks great.
Wait a minute. Somebody, a dead grandmother in the garment bag?
In first class.
Oh, come on, naked mailbox man. We got to get him on.
Yeah, you got
That's
to
all.
play the quiz.
Imagine him walking up and down the aisles nude.
That's why he doesn't do that.
Put your seat in the full upright position there. All righty, look out. Okay, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. Up in Everett, our North 5 backup is thinning out, but it's still heavy between the Boeing Freeway and Lowell Road. We still have a couple cars on your right shoulder at 41st, but not making an impact. North 5 in Seattle still heavy from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge because of Revive I-5. But once you clear the Ship Canal, you're going to clear out right away. Seattle to Everett still 55 minutes. 40 to Linwood. Northbound 99, a viable option, but it is still packed through the downtown tunnel. North 5 heading into Northgate on the express lanes. We've got a crash right there in the center lane. Westbound 520 is packed heading into Montlake. It is better than a half hour ago, but I-90 is a better option. It's wide open. South 5 slows from the U District into downtown. Linwood to Seattle, 20 minutes. Bellevue to Everett, an hour 10, 50 to Linwood, but we're on the mend here after that recent collision in Bothell was cleared. That was the culprit behind our big backup. So don't be discouraged by these drive times because they are improving by the minute. And we still got this thick backup in South Hill, westbound 512 through the South Hill curve over to Canyon Road. I haven't got any reports of blocking issues. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Seattle's morning news, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Congressman Adam Smith, the ranking member on the House Armed Services Committee, situation in Minneapolis.
I think this is just the obvious and terrible outcome of the way Trump has approached law enforcement. There seems to be no accountability, and the message going out is do what you got to do. There are no rules. There will be no accountability.
Watch the full interview and subscribe to KIRO News Radio on YouTube.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So, how many chickens do you think there are on the farm?
3,000?
What do you think chickens eat?
Grass.
What else?
Seed.
So, do you know what organic eggs are?
The ones that you put in brownies?
Yes, the ones you put in brownies.
We hope you choose fresh eggs from our family farm.
Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey homeowners, are you stuck on the credit card treadmill and stressed because your consumer debt and monthly payments are too high? Well, Brock Hewitt here with a smart solution. Your home's equity in the Seattle Metro is probably larger than ever. It's like you're sitting on a stack of cash. Consider a cash-out refinance with Tila Mortgage to consolidate your high-balance credit cards, second mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and student loans, or get cash for a remodel. With interest rates finally coming down, consolidating your debt now may be the best decision you ever make. With excellent client reviews and trusted in Washington for over 25 years, Tila has competitive rates on refinance, purchase, or reverse mortgages too. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call Tila Mortgage today, 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
TilaMortgage.com.
Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Save $600 on windows and $1,500 on doors at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Enjoy easy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest financing for 12 months, plus a lifetime installation warranty. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com